These are already here. Okay, you guys can hear me all good. Let's get Rob on the line as well. How are we all? Welcome to the definitive playthrough of Red Dead Redemption. Rob, can we hear Rob now, everybody? A one in the chat if you can hear me and Rob nice and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yo, Rob.
Yep,
beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be Rob's first time ever seeing the full game. I'm going to be on the sticks. I'm going to be playing because Rob, not much of a gamer, are you, Rob?
No,
sorry.
No, and I want to tell you, there's no way anybody would enjoy even 1 second of it if I was trying to play this myself. And thank you so much, Dan, for offering to do it. It's going to be so much fun, man.
Oh, I can't wait, man. I really can't. We've been working on this behind the scenes for a while now, and everyone's been messaging us, wondering when it's happening. Well, it's here. So let me run through a few details for you guys, just so you know. So obviously, we're not going to play the full game today. We're going to play it in chunks, parts. So this is part one of the game. And then as we go along, we might even add some of the other actors in if they're willing to come on. Benjamin Davis, who plays Dutch, or who else? Steve Palmer, maybe. So we'll see. That the schedules have to align, but we'll do our best. This live stream is going to stay up after this. So if you have to leave at any point or whatever, you can come back. And I'm also going to have timestamps, so you can go to certain missions or whatever as we go along. We're probably going to be doing this, Rob, every Sunday or every other Sunday at this time, because that works for Rob's schedule. He might have to go to some Comic-Cons here and there, and maybe we can hook up at the Comic-Cons and do the stream. But pretty much this time every Sunday, you can expect it. So part two probably next week as well. We really do appreciate super chats and people membering up and supporting the show. Me and Rob are going to split this down the middle as well. If we get enough support, we might even do Undead Nightmare. Rob, what do you think?
I think it sounds great, man. This is awesome. Haven't even started yet. I'm ready. I'm so ready for it. I love
it. I'm pumped. And also, probably don't ask Rob for shout outs. If you want a really good shout out from Rob, head over to his Cameo and he'll give you a really good one. So keep the conversation, try to keep it to the game if you can. We'll do a couple of shout outs here and there, but just so, because if everyone wanted a shout out, Rob, we'd be here all day. We wouldn't be able to get to the content. So, just quickly, Rob, so you've seen some cutscenes of the game, but never the whole thing put together, right? You've seen a few bits and pieces over the years?
Yeah. And I did try to play. I did. There were some problems, though. So first of all, you have to know that as soon as Red Dead Redemption came out, my wife and I moved to Indiana and got real busy with our lives here. She got pregnant with our twin boys, and I was busy doing a new job, and we were trying to get ourselves, established back in my hometown, which luckily didn't take too much work. But then I left to start going to New York to start working on Undead Nightmare. And so there was so much going on right away that I played, but just I wasn't able to sit down and really, really get into it. Also, when I would play, my wife would get freaked out because she would see John moving like me, and sounding exactly like me, but not looking like me. And it was all it was like a weird thing for her. So she had to step away. And then I thought, wait a minute, if you can't do this with me, I don't know how much fun. Anyway, then she would be in the other room and she would hear John yelling, and she would pop in and say, is that the game yelling or is that you yelling?
She thought he was. She thought you were yelling at her, but it was actually John, right?
all of that in combination with the fact that I'm just not good. I'm not good with the controllers. I get lost. I'm looking up in the air and people shooting me, and it was frustrating.
Yeah.
And then so that was years and years ago. But so then we finished Undead Nightmare. I played a little bit of that too, but it wasn't long after that we had our twin boys. I just haven't. I know it sounds crazy to say that I haven't had time to really sit down and figure it out and play. Honest to God, I haven't. And so this is really exciting for me. And I've seen stuff on YouTube, of course. But I have never ever sat and watched someone actually play the game. Never. And I'm excited about it. It's going to be awesome.
Great answer, man. And we encourage anyone watching, feel free to, take some footage of us playing, edit it down, make your own little montage or upload your own videos. We're happy for you to go wild. Just make sure you link everyone back to the mainstream, or, link our channels, whatever. Rob's going to probably put this stream up on his YouTube as well, Rob, maybe, if you can get that going.
I would love to.
Yep. If anyone wanting to know, I'm playing on a Xbox Series X, so we're playing on that, which I think is probably the best way to play at the moment. And yeah, I mean, one other thing, that the thumbnail, that's not our bodies, just so people know. The thumbnail for this video and the graphics, our heads were stuck on other people's bodies. Okay, guys, we're a lot more muscly, ripped, me and Rob. So, okay.
So good. So good.
Now, again, I'll be playing. Rob will be reacting, giving us some commentary. Rob will be looking at the chat as well, as best as he can, while looking at the game. And is that about it, Rob? Anything else you want to say?
Oh no, I'm really enjoying this. It's gonna be a lot to keep up with. I'm reading some of these comments, and there's so many that are so funny already. I'm not drinking Miller Lite, not yet. This is just ice water. We'll get some beers going at some point, maybe. But this is great. This is awesome.
This is great. Now, what would Kay say? Super hyped for this. Y'all are amazing. See you in October, Rob.
Yes. So excited for that, Kay. That's going to be in Scotland. We're going to do it at Comic-Con. Roger, Ben, Alex, and I will be at a Comic-Con in Scotland, and we can't wait to get there. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see you too, Kay. Awesome.
And Artifacts here says, question for Rob, do you prefer John in Red Dead 1 or 2?
Oh, wow. Maybe 2. He's all grown up by then, right? He's not as much of a whiny little kind of punk. Maybe 2.
Beautiful. All right. Again, if we get enough support on this guy, you guys, we're gonna hopefully maybe do Red Dead 2 down the line, or Undead Nightmares. So please, if you could, share the stream on your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you are, Reddit. What else do they use these days, Rob? TikTok, MySpace, WhatsApp, Discord.
It's hard to keep up. Really
LinkedIn.
hard.
Does anyone use LinkedIn? It might just be me. All right. Is that all for the donations? Let me just check before we get going here. We're probably going to play a couple of hours here today, guys, and then we'll be back next week as well. I don't think I missed any, but if I do, guys, please bear with me. We're going from Christian here. Getting your cameo and meeting you at WinterCon was a dream come true. Love you, Rob.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Cameos are a lot of fun. They really are. And of course, thank you for the support. But it's a good way to kind of interact and hang out. And there's a new feature now too. It's called Cameo Live. I don't know much about it, but it could be something interesting too to look forward to.
Oh, so where they can talk to you live.
Yeah, almost
wow.
in a format like you and I have now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works. It's brand new, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah. Cameo's
Beautiful.
Cool.
Epic Loser, thank you for your donation as well through Super Chat. We appreciate that. All right, Rob. Before we get into it, this is one of the greatest games ever made. The greatest protagonists. Rob, what does this game mean to you before we kick it off? How has this game changed your life, man?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's all in so many ways. So many ways. I mean, if you start now and go backward, I mean, look at all the support. Look at all these awesome people hanging out. Um, I had no idea what it was that I had gotten myself involved in, and now, I mean, you think about when we started the production of Red Dead Redemption. That was almost 20 years ago, and so for
Wow.
this to be still something that has given me so much joy, and over, it's like when you're part of something that's been so special to so many people. It's always something that no matter how your day's going, no matter what's going on in your life, you can still know like this is a really cool thing that I was able to be fortunate enough to be part of, and it always helps lift you up. And then also, the other thing I want to say about this community, of course, I really appreciate you being supportive to me and being cool with me, but I see all the time how supportive and cool you are with each other. And that is really, really cool. So thank you for being that way. Awesome people.
I agree, man. That's fantastic. All right. Couple quick more. We're just getting flooded with donations here. Rob, to the best of my memory, what was your favorite scene to shoot in Red Dead 1? Thanks. Looking great as always. From Linebacks, Jez Kitty.
Jess Kitty, thank you so much. You are so awesome. Everyone find her on Instagram. She's so cool. One of my actual friends that I've met in person when I was in England. She's such a cool, truly inspiring person. Get to know her. But to answer your question, I guess I need to be refreshed. I mean, it's been a long, long time.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, man.
Yeah.
These are the answers we're going to be getting. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of as I see these things and I remember them, I'm sure it's going to bring back all kinds of great memories, and
yeah.
it's so many fun things that we did that were, outrageous. They could be funny in the game. Also, some of the really intense stuff that was fun too. I mean, it was great. The whole experience was awesome. We'll have to see. I'm afraid that everything I see is going to be my favorite part, though. So I don't know.
It's just going to constantly be favorite parts as we play here.
This is my favorite. This one, yeah. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. It's exciting to get back into it, though. And I want to just say real quick, this has nothing to do with anything at all. Besides, I have a cold, and that's why I sound like this. And I'm sorry. Then I'm fine. I'm fine. It's only a cold, and so excuse me if I cough or if I have sniffles. It's just a cold, and that's all it is. So we're all
That's
good.
all it is.
And I'm sorry that you might hear me sniffle.
No.
And blow my nose.
You don't need to be sorry, brother. Rob is the man. Dan, thanks for making this happen. Everyone else, great to see you. Let's get through a couple more before we start, guys. Drimes, thank you so much for the NOK 100. What's NOK? What currency is that, Rob? Do you have any idea? NOK.
I don't know. I have no idea.
NOK. Does anyone know in the chat? NOK currency. NOK is Norwegian. Wow. Rob, you changed my life when I found out about John Marston. Keep outlawing Mr. Marston. Marston, P.S. You still eat babies.
Yeah. Well, I hope that if I changed your life, I did it in a positive way. You never know when someone starts talking about John Marston. You didn't go start robbing trains and banks and stuff like that, I hope. Anyway.
Can't wait for Scotland Comic Con. All the best from Tarts and Hobbit. You're heading to Scotland. When are you heading to Scotland? A couple of weeks?
Next month.
Next
And I
month.
don't know the exact dates. I want to say, but I don't know the exact dates. It's
Yeah.
I'll have that information for the next time. I'll have that. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. Scotland. Let's do this. Yes.
Have you ever been there before?
No. No. And I can't wait. You know, the cool thing about Scotland, a couple cool things about Scotland. So I did the I can't remember which one I did. It was either 23andMe or Ancestry.com. I did one of those. And I'm not from Scotland. I'm not trying to say that. People from Scotland, I love you, but I'm not trying to tell you that I'm one of you because you've earned that. But my blood is from there. And so is John. So it's kind of a lot coming together there in Scotland. I'm excited about it. I feel like I might run into
Nicole Bell, not going to be able to go to Scotland. Sorry, Rob. Hope to meet you in person soon. Thank you so much for the $5, Nicole. Polo has become a member. Thank you so much, mate. We really appreciate their support on the stream. Nathan, I just want to say thanks for all the childhood memories. Played Red Dead 1 so much as a kid, Rob, and Red Dead 2 as a teenager. That's from Nathan03. Thank you so much for the $8.99, brother. And Kia for $4.99, he says, asked Rob once where he gets the energy from. He said he just stays in the moment. His advice helped me pass year 2 of uni onto year 3. Now, thank you, man. Wow. Great advice, Rob.
Hey, thank you. You know what? Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I want you to know too, everyone, and this is the truth, and you know this anyway, but I need to say it out loud. I'm very, when I make these short videos that you see on Instagram or TikTok or wherever, yeah, of course, I'm full of energy, but I'm not like that all the time. Not everybody has a great day every day. But yeah, it's important to enjoy feeling good, recognize it and appreciate it because we don't get it all the time.
Yeah, well, there's no joy without a bit of pain sometimes, as you know. But when there is joy, you got to celebrate it, don't you? And that's one thing you've taught me too, Rob, is living in the moment and just enjoying life. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do in this stream. We're just going to have fun, sit back, and enjoy this game. Thank you so much, Al Knight Road, for becoming a member. We really appreciate that. You get that nice little Red Dead icon. Lionbacks, thank you so much, Rob. Hope you feel better soon. I can't wait to see you in Scotland. I hope you like chocolate.
Oh, yes, I love it. I do like chocolate. And thank you. I'm fine. I promise you I'm fine. I'm still doing everything that I would be doing. I went to work all week. I'm fine. Just got a cold. That's it. It's nothing. That's just why I sound this way. And if I start coughing, that's why. And so that's it.
Okay,
Don't want anyone to worry.
Guys in the chat, I want to know where you're from. Where are you tuning in from across the world? Australia? Is it Indiana? Is it Colombia? Is it Germany? Pop it in the chat where you're from. And we'll get started here, Rob. And please keep the super chats coming through. We'll probably take a little bit of a pause after a few cutscenes and gameplay and get to a few of them. And Rob will try and answer as many of your questions as possible. Jesus Christ, we've got people from everywhere. Poland, England, Philly, Finland, Kazakhstan, Sweden, Manchester, Vancouver, Ukraine, Malaysia, Italy,
That's
Australia,
so wild.
New York.
Everywhere.
Everywhere,
Welcome
man.
to the coop. Welcome to the chicken coop, everyone. so, I mean, this is overwhelming. Thank you so much for hanging out. This is going to be awesome.
Okay, Rob, before we get into this cutscene, the opening cutscene,
Yeah.
are you ready
I don't
for your
know.
first
Yeah.
experience? You ready?
I mean, there could not be a more spectacular way to do this. I love this so much.
Whoa, we got 100 ARS. Thank you so much from Polo. Rob is super happy. Listening to him makes me smile. Can I have a little shout out? Greetings from Argentina. That's from Polo.
Polo, What's happening? Thank you so much. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I'm happy to see you out. I'm glad you're having a good time. Let's party, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Bandit 247, Dan, Rob, the community, you're all awesome. Outlaws for life. Thank you so much, man, for the $9. Really appreciate that support. Rebel Heart, thank you for being an amazing human to the community, Rob. We love you. Love both of the games. One of my favorite lines is, I love you, lady.
Well, thank you so much. I love you, lady. Let me see. That's probably not how John said it. He was probably angry when he said it, wasn't he?
He was angry. I think I got that one wrong. No. And Lissu G, thank you so much for becoming a member. Me and Rob really appreciate that. Okay. Here we go, Rob. You can see the game. All good?
Yeah, I can see. I mean, I'm watching all these awesome. Everything's scrolling up. There we go. Now
there we go.
Changed.
We got audio.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here we go, Rob. Enjoy. Now let's just make sure this audio's all good. Okay. Start a new game. All right.
I got it. I'm gonna have to put on a cowboy hat for this, I think, aren't I? I can hear Roger right now going, don't put. I'm doing it. This is exciting. Put it on. All right, I'm reading the chat too. I'm going to put it on right now. About that.
Gaming history is being made right now, Rob. Never before has a Red Dead actor done this live on YouTube, so this is a world first.
Well, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
Rockstar Games presents.
Chat.
There he is. You can hear it all good, guys?
Yeah.
It's a similar hat too, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? I need a feather. I need a little nick out of the side. So good.
Sounds good, beautiful.
Wow.
Red Dead Redemption.
It's exciting. You know, it's so cool too to see this. And it's always like some of this stuff I didn't see any of this stuff. But like walking onto that train right there, I walked up apple boxes and turned, and they had a little bit for me to step forward to, and that was it. It's just amazing to see what it looks like in the game versus what it looked like on the stage.
Well, I, for one, am grateful,
cool.
Mrs. Bush, that they are finally bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us, pleased at how we help the natives.
Yes, they've lost their land, but they've gained access to heaven.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit, Rob.
But Father,
Yeah,
do
go
you
ahead.
think unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? It hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they live like animals, but they're happy.
So all these actors' performance capture with you there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a train set up. We all sat on benches and did our thing. It's
Not only
It's
do
weird,
people
too,
now
like-
have motor cars, Father, but I heard
Obviously
that
the people
pretty
that are
soon
talking
we will
and-
be able to fly.
No,
You see them
only
moving, but I
angels
remember,
can
too,
fly,
like-
Jenny.
No, apparently.
Our director would say, "You got to move a little bit."
Didn't you
Because I was
know
just
out
sitting
in
there, like
Kansas, a
what
man
you would
even
do
had
if
a
you were
car
walking,
to
you know,
fly?
looking
I
out the
hardly
window.
think so, Jenny.
I just
Was this your
still-
first ever scene that you shot?
No, this wasn't first, but it was like every now and then you had to be reminded, like,
Mr.
if you just
Johns
don't
wants to
move,
run for
then you don't
governor,
look like you're
which is why
alive in the
he's
game.
so
So you had to.
cleaning up the state.
Yeah.
Nate Johns.
Yes.
His family
Yeah.
is nothing but hillbilly trash.
I'll turn on
that came
subtitles,
here
guys,
after the
after
war.
this cutscene.
I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting
Someone just asked,
family.
how many takes did you
A
need to
family
do it to get it
without
perfect?
class.
Apparently.
Sometimes a
John's
lot.
family have made a lot of money. And he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
And I gotta say, the soundtrack, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
What you must remember,
Yeah,
my
Woody
dear,
Jackson,
is that we
right?
have been brought here to spread the word.
Genius.
And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the
There's Barney.
opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other. And who let you worship.
Look how still John is. I wasn't doing my job.
It's
Look at
so
him.
confusing. Sometimes I find it impossible
Well, you're on a
to
train.
make the
Don't be- you
distinction
can't be too
between
harsh.
a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny,
Excuse me.
it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush. Armadillo.
Armadillo. And we're away. Man, it still holds up graphically, in my opinion.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, that stuff, all this that looks so real, none of it. I mean, it's all like one of our assistant directors would always say when we were doing stuff in the sound booth, he would always just say, listen to this. Look at this. This is all just ones and zeros that someone put together and made it look like this. It's not there.
But even look at the detail in this guy stumbling out of the bar drunk. I mean, half the people wouldn't even see this. Look, he's just stumbled. He's gone, and it's like it's just the little details. This guy over here has got the sack. It's the smallest details that they always get right. Rockstar.
Yeah.
Mr. Marfin, over
Oh,
here.
here's this old bastard.
You must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
What does that line mean? Sometimes. You must be John Mustard sometimes.
I mean, I guess. Otherwise, Jim Milton or possibly even Rip Van Winkle.
All righty, Mr. Martin.
Man, I
let's
can't believe
get-
how good this looks. This is a 12-year-old game, and it looks better than some games that are out now, just
Take
quietly.
it easy until we're out of town. Ain't no point in causing a ruckus.
Does it feel weird hearing your own voice? Someone said in the
Yeah.
chat, Rob.
Yes, it does. It does a lot, just like it would for anyone else. It really does. And also because of the performance capture, it's weird to see how. And I know that it's not like exactly right because it's got to go through the gaming
Well,
engine or
Mercy, you
whatever.
wanna
But the way
visit?
John runs and moves,
Ain't taking nobody up to the
I don't
fort in a
necessarily
long
like
time.
watching that either.
Strange place for a decent
Oh, really?
fella to want to visit,
Well, I
if
mean,
you don't
it's like-
mind me saying.
Who said I was a
I remember
decent
the first
fella?
time I played
Been
it.
abandoned for years now.
Why did they make him
Folks say it
run
was
like
built
that?
during the Mexican
And then
War.
I realized
What kinds of
that
soldiers
I'm the one
around
who
back
made him
then?
run like
Why'd
that.
they leave?
And then I got really.
I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians.
We all good with
weird.
audio,
Maybe
guys,
they got
watching?
tired of being
Just let us know
soldiers
if
and went
you can
looking
hear
for
Rob all
gold.
good. And
you
the
know
game.
how things is. So what are
Turn
you
him
doing
up in the
at
game,
fort?
Jericho.
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I said, you ain't gonna find many folk around those parts.
See
these
now.
days. Don't you do find about as sociable as an old three in the
Rob,
back
do you
seat?
really eat babies?
Who has that? Yeah, I mean, you know, but don't. It's not. Is the game okay? So
Are you
someone said
planning
the
on
game is a
spending
bit
any
loud.
time in Armadillo,
Okay.
Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company,
Let's get the subtitles on too. Where's the subtitles? Options, audio. No, display, subtitles on. For everyone asking, there you go.
you do a lot worse than Armadillo.
Turn Rob up.
So this, like this, was done in a sound booth.
Oh, it was the marshal who hired me.
These kind of
We shot-
conversations
do you
were in
know
a sound booth because there's really not a whole lot of physical stuff that you would need to do.
And
that was-
that's the same for Red Dead 2, isn't it? All
You
the
ain't
horse
very
stuff.
talkative, are you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I
The
am.
thing about
I don't
this,
mean nothing
too, is
by
that
it.
Trust me. There's things you better off
I would
not
say
knowing.
you need to say this loud enough to make it believable that you would be heard if you're at full gallop next
You
to
don't
a
look much like
train
no Blackwater fella.
That's
during a
because I ain't.
thunderstorm.
If I'm being
And
honest,
so
I don't
John,
care
I just
much for
kind of
those
yelled
highfalutin
everything
big
because I
city
thought,
types.
I guess that would
Not
make
much at
sense.
all.
And then
Blackwater
sometimes
ain't much of a
it
city.
worked and
More
made
of a
sense.
town with illusions,
But other times
but
John's just
no, me
yelling. For
neither.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
they definitely fixed that in Red Dead 2. There's no doubt. We did everything twice there.
In Red Dead 2, you did everything twice, which is insane to
Fella
me.
told me he was out in Blackwater
Yeah.
a few months back and saw one of them.
But it,
newfangled
like you say, the
carriages
detail,
without
of course,
horses.
it's
Is that so?
important
Hey,
for
you
them to
wind
make
him
it
up
right.
like a clock. Damnedest thing ye ever
Is the
saw
audio
without
better now,
the air
guys?
flicker.
Just
He
bear
told
with us as we
Times
work
are
this out
changing
live on
fast.
air.
That's for sure.
Damn coyote.
It's better to do it now while we're getting into the game than some of the intense
Not
scenes.
far now. You'll see the fort when you get to the top of this hill.
How did they find you to play John, Rob?
Oh my goodness! It was apparently they had specific people in mind to play that role, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. I don't know why. But they opened it up for auditions,
This is where we
and
part ways,
I was the
friend.
lucky one.
You have yourself a good time.
Gosh.
Do you remember
So-
shooting this scene?
I can't, vaguely, but this next part, this is the very, very first scene that we ever shot on any part of Red Dead. It's coming up right here, yeah.
That's
It's
historic. Shit.
I'm gonna
Hold
grab
on.
this.
I won't start it yet.
Oh, let me stand up just for 1 second. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I won't start it. And just by the way, how cool is it that the gun is on him and he takes it out? See how he takes it out of the and puts it back in? Even a detail like that is not in modern games, where the gun is actually there. It's just so good. What were you showing us, Rob?
So this, Steve Palmer, who played Bill Williamson, this is his script from when we were given our script, and he sent that to me as a gift because he knows that I've got this awesome chicken coop full of fan art and all kinds of, and he gave me this, and that's it. I mean, those are our lines. This is
Wow.
I'm sorry. There's a glare on that. I apologize.
No,
but
we can see it. Yeah.
I just
Wow.
ripped my. I gotta get some of those. I gotta get some of those cool ear pods.
AirPods, yeah. AirPads.
Oh,
That's a different product, I think.
I gotta get some.
All right, let's see this cutscene unfold.
Go. coming for you. Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
I can't even
That
get
ain't
it right
fair,
on
Bill.
the camera.
You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge. No more Dutch. And no more you. Implores. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
I love that line.
Well,
Oh, that's it, everybody. That's the game. No.
Damn it.
So what were you looking up at there? Because in the mocap studio, you can't, like, are you just pretending to look up and he's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for that was, we shot that, this whole game was done in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And it's a Rockstar San Diego's production, right? San Diego production. So it makes sense because that's close to them, whatever.
Yeah.
But Undead Nightmare and Red Dead 2 were done in New York. So in the studio in Santa Monica, there was an upstairs, and it wasn't inside the volume, which means the cameras weren't pointed at it. But so for that one, they actually had Steve Palmer standing up in like this upstairs hallway that was open to the stage. And so at that point, I still wasn't looking at him. He was like over here, but it gave us, like a way to figure out what we're doing, right? So I would look
so it would seem.
at like the same height at what he was, but not directly at him.
Word for it.
And he had an eye line to look down at me. So then later,
What were you doing?
he came down on the ground in the volume where the cameras were, and he just redid those lines to the floor, acting like he was looking down at
wow. Yeah, bit of movie magic. Yeah.
Yeah. I think because, like I said, that was the very first thing that we shot. I think it might have been like a little bit much for us to be like, wait a minute, we're not supposed to look at each other. We're standing face to face, but you want me to look up here and you want him to look down? I don't know. They may have done that just to make it easier on us, but yeah, that's what we did. And later, John and Dutch have a similar deal where John is upstairs inside a house, Dutch is out on the street. And we were kind of right next to each other. I was looking at the ground. He was looking up at the ceiling, delivering our lines. And then they make it look the way they do. It's insane.
It's insane. Hey, Rob, the community is awesome. Outlaws for life. Rob is super happy. Listening to him makes me smile. That's greetings from Argentina. Rob, do you still talk to the original cast, Bonnie, etc.?
Yes. Well, so I haven't spoken with Bonnie, so Kimberly Irons. I haven't spoken with her in a while, but I would love to. She's awesome. But a lot of the Red Dead 2 cast, we're on a text, like a mass text chain, and we're in touch almost on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's always really cool to keep up
You'll
with
be
them.
okay.
Exciting
Once you
things
didn't
going
die,
on.
The doctor said you'd be fine.
Exciting things
You got
going
the
on with a lot of those
bullets out
people.
couple days ago.
So,
It cost us
Definitely.
$15.
yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Yes,
Should've
I
left
can
me there to
swim.
die.
By the
Did
way,
you want to die?
in real life, I
was that
can
it?
swim.
Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie Mcfarland.
Oh my goodness.
Miss Bonnie Mcfarland.
It's crazy to see, is
You
it?
may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what were you doing?
Trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him.
What's weird about it?
Well, what was he like?
Well, I mean, I guess just knowing,
Just like
knowing,
you.
like I said, what it looked like to me is so different than what this looks like now. And so, by the time we shot Red Dead 2, you could look at a screen. There would be monitors on the floor where you could see kind of the environment. You could see the inside of the house or whatever. Like,
heroic. Just
and,
like in
and
those
this, when we were doing this, you
Westerns.
didn't have that. You couldn't
Meanwhile,
see
if
really
you'll
much of
excuse me,
anything.
I've got a ranch to
And so you just
if you're feeling better, why
imagine
not
whatever
take
was in your
later, help me
mind
patrol
and
the
did what you
perimeter.
did with that,
You can earn back
you
some of
know,
that
and
money we
then
wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank
now you can see so much
Saved
more,
my life
and it
from
makes it.
Next time,
I guess it makes
Mr.
it
Marston,
easier to
I
know,
strongly
you know,
recommend
kind of
you
where
don't
you're moving
return
around. Not that it changes much, I guess, really, but you can see more than. For this, I had no idea. In fact, I didn't even know what John looked like. I didn't even know what he looked like until I saw the first trailer. So there were so many unknowns, but also like I didn't need to know. I didn't need to know. So it's just wild how all this stuff looks when you're actually in production and you're on the stage and you're doing it.
But even
So weird.
even look at this tree, right? The shadow effects. This is 12 years ago, and look at the shadows on him bouncing off, right? Realistic shadows like that. It's just
yes.
And even
That's
just
so
as he
wild.
walks, you can see footprints and you can see dust going off. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll show you another part. If he walks through this little grass, it moves. See that? It's just so many little details that I nerd out at personally. But see if you just walk through here, it just starts to move.
Yeah, look at that. Wild.
Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
Well, no time to waste. The horses are saddled up over here.
Fun fact, Bonnie was next to you in the train at the start. She sure was.
Yeah.
There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarland.
Okay,
Great
let's see if you can
writing.
ride a horse. Let's make a tour of the ranch so you can get your bearings.
And this is how you do a tutorial as well, because what you don't know as a player is that Rockstar are actually showing you how to play the game while getting you into the story. So now you're riding a horse, now you're shooting, you're slowly learning the mechanics of the game and you don't even realize.
To your right is the general
Yeah.
store. You
And
won't
that's how
find
you do a
pretty high
tutorial.
fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
I wonder if everyone can hear my chickens outside right now, and they think that they're in the game, but they're actually
They're actually the ones in you.
Here's the corral. This is for the horses.
outside the window
What do you
here.
think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get
No one
such
trusts
an
you.
idea?
First
Rob?
impressions are hard to
No.
erase.
Right. Why? Seems like a nice enough guy, right? I mean,
That's the train station. Things sure have
Don't think we've
changed
seen him
since
smile
the line
yet.
Finally got finished.
I'm not sure we
Bringing in
will
all
either.
sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better.
What's going through your head watching this, Rob? That's from Linebacks.
oh my goodness.
Try to keep
So
up,
many
man.
things. I mean, I guess I did get this far when I played it myself. I did get this far. I know. So it's just hard to. It's hard to hear it.
That's the barn over there. Paul built it
Thank you.
himself
That was
when I
weird.
was just a little girl.
As in, do you sort of cringe hearing your own voice? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And here
Yes.
we are, back
But
at
you
the
know
house.
what? There were times,
Let's stop for
you
a
know,
while before we head out on
and I'm
patrol.
sure in Red Dead Redemption, but definitely in Red Dead Redemption
You'll get
2,
no complaint from me,
where I
Mr.
would hear them play back something that we recorded, and I would say, "Can I please try that again? I know I can do that better."
Are we going inside?
And then I would do it again, and it would sound exactly like it did the first time. I guess I can't do it. It's just, oh man.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house, and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Did the actors ride horses at all, Rob?
We did for Red Dead
Mr.
Redemption.
Marston.
We had a horse.
Remember me telling you
We
about
had
the
a
trouble
horse
we've been
in
having
there
with rustlers
for
and
one day
other
that I
undesirables?
was aware of, and
Will
they
you help
put
me keep
markers
watch
on
the
half
property
of its
line this
body
evening?
Sure.
because
I
that's
wanna
all they
see just
needed.
who
They
is
could just
trespassing
mirror
on our
image
land.
the other half. But the stage was so
It's a
small
fine
that you
weapon.
couldn't get it to run.
Come, let's
You
head
could get
out.
it to walk.
The country is really beautiful around this time.
But so Marshall Johnson, is that his name? The Marshal
Ready,
in this
Mr.
game
Marston?
that we're going to
Let's
meet.
mount up and
Yeah.
patrol the ranch.
Anthony DeLongis played that character. And that guy is he's like a real cowboy. All the gun twirling and all of that cool stuff.
Oh, he can do
was
it.
Yeah, he did it. So they mocapped him doing that. He got on the horse and made it rear up. And he's also really, really good with bull whips, believe it or not.
That's funny.
They didn't use in the game, but he's on Mythbusters. Showing them how to
really?
use a bull whip. Yeah, this guy is awesome. He is so awesome.
Let's go.
And he was
Keep
really
your eyes
good
open
for a lot of
and
reasons
try not
because
to
he's
get
like
yourself shot.
he's like a real cowboy. Real
Yeah.
one. So yeah, he had a lot of valuable information.
Thank you, Mr. Marston.
Yeah, that's very
I feel a
valuable
lot
on set.
happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition,
Oh,
we should make
goodness.
quite a team.
With my
what
feminine
I-
intuition. And this game looks great at night too, by the way, with the moon. Look at that.
Yeah.
Alright, we're about to shoot some rabbits.
Look, those damn rabbits are at the crops again. Get down and give me a hand, will you? Get your rifle out. It's about time these little thieves met their maker. That's it, kill those.
Yeah, you're right. You do. You just learn how to get through it all.
You just
don't
learn how to now you're learning how to shoot without even knowing. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it's just so well done. Look at that little bunny go.
Get him.
And again, he puts the gun on his back. So if you watch, he takes it out, puts it back, and then if you want to use the pistol, he takes the pistol out. A lot of games the weapon will appear out of nowhere because it's just too much rendering or there's too many weapons, but not in a Rockstar game.
There was speaking of cameos, I did a cameo for this woman who I think it was her husband that had gotten it for her, but she got into playing Red Dead Redemption and really enjoyed it, and apparently at some point killed a whole pack of wolves with a knife because she didn't know that she could change her weapon.
Really?
Yeah.
How funny.
Yeah, I just thought, oh my goodness, she's about like me. I mean, she enjoyed it, but it was like she didn't know that she could change from a knife to a gun, or, you know. So she, anyway, that was a funny deal. But,
Oh, he's got a chicken. Look, see that?
oh, My goodness, is the chicken gonna get back up and walk off, or is it dead?
It's gone, Rob, unfortunately.
It's gone. It's a goner.
It's a goner, man. But we got the
Oh,
coyotes. Let's just take a look at this chicken. Yeah, he's no good, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Rob.
No, you can actually handle a rifle.
It's something I've had a little
We
experience
lost
in.
the chicken.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness,
But don't
somebody's
think
asking
I've
about
forgotten
Spider
what brought you
Madison.
here. We'll do whatever we can
My
to help.
goodness, yeah, Spider
I sure
was
appreciate
so
that, Miss
awesome. Spider
McFarland.
was Uncle in Red Dead
Here we
Redemption,
are.
and one of the coolest people you could ever know. He
Really?
was named Spider. Yeah, he was this little guy, and
Thank you for
he
your
was
help, Mr. Marston.
just a
Makes me kinda
really
happy I
friendly,
saved your
cool
life.
guy. And
some sleep,
apparently,
and I will see you in
the
the
reason he was
Good
called
night, Miss
Spider
McFarland.
is because he was kind of a loner, and was hanging out like by the beach, I guess, and a bunch of Hell's Angels pulled in on their bikes where he was, and he didn't run off. He just kind of hung out, and one of them almost got bit by this giant spider, and Spider went
Shit.
over there and picked it up and moved it away so it wouldn't get him. And they all fell in love with him and named him Spider. And yeah, he unfortunately for Red Dead 2 was not able to play the role, and I don't know exactly why, but such
Right.
a cool guy. Yeah, and it said on the question, hope he's doing well. I hope he's doing well too. I have no idea where he is, but he was a great guy.
So do you have an outfit like this, Rob, at home? What we're seeing here?
Oh no, I don't. I got a cowboy hat. That's
You got
about
that
it.
hat. That's about it. You don't have any gold rifles?
I don't have. I have
All right.
actually. I was given a Colt 45, which is really cool.
Whoa.
Ken Palco, and he's on social media. Kenny's Custom Props, I think. You'll know it when you
okay.
find him. He's done so many cool movies where he makes all the props. He's awesome. Check him out for sure. Instagram. He's busy all the time too. Hollywood loves him.
Hollywood.
He can,
Yeah.
he can
What
do it all.
about
But
this
he's
this outfit, Rob? You got one like this at home?
I could try to put something like that together, maybe. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I can't remember the last time I wore a suit. It's been
Probably
so
your wedding
long.
day, hey?
Yeah, probably was. That was 11 years ago now, or whatever it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long have you been with your wife for?
Probably 13 years now.
Nice.
I think. Yeah. We were one of those couples, though, like when we were just dating, because we're both like real passionate and real strong-minded. So we would be together and it would be so great, and then something would happen and it'd break up, get out, and then we'd get back, and then we'd break up.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
Mr. Marston.
You're one of those, yeah.
Today.
Yeah. And then we got married, so there's no breaking up.
How are you?
Well, I'm
We
fine.
just fight it out, and then we get over it.
So,
And then we fight it out.
A little sore, but apart from a couple extra scars, it'll be as nothing happened.
Oh,
Good.
goodness. Yeah, we're still
come in,
married,
come in.
though, aren't we?
you know, you never did tell me how you met that.
Any
Bill Williamson. What you wanted from
Any connections between Bonnie and your wife?
Well,
Any
why not?
similarities?
Don't mind me asking.
Oh,
Certainly don't
I
mind you
don't
asking.
know. I
Don't
guess
mind
there
me
probably would be
telling.
if I really think about it. But
It's a complicated and somewhat pathetic tale, and by telling you, not only will I be putting your life in danger, but also threatening the lives of some people that I hold very dear.
Well, I apologize if I seem to be prying.
And I apologize for my reticence. Hope you believe me when I say that it's simply out of respect for you.
didn't know what that word meant.
Of course,
Reticence.
Mr. Marston.
I was about to say, what does it mean, Rob?
Don't know. I don't remember now, but I remember asking. What is that?
Country.
Is it reticence? There were several words where I'd say, am I even pronouncing this correctly? I have no idea what it means.
Yeah, but I saw you get on the train at Blackwater. You with those gentlemen in bowler hats?
Oh, so she did see him.
But I bet you can't ride, Mr. Marston.
I hate to take money from a lady, miss,
Oh, you won't be. I'll race you right now.
if it makes you happy.
We'll see.
Jesus Balestros. Thank you so much for the 20. Rob, if you can't say, just act natural. Red Dead 3, a sequel, Young Jong. The events during the formation of the group. What do you think? Red Dead 3. I think you're in for a Red Dead 3.
So I would imagine so. I honestly don't know. And I mean, I would want that. I want that, of course. And you know what? The chances are I probably would not be part of it. I mean, maybe. I don't know how they would do it, what the story would be, but if they did another prequel, John would be even younger. And I don't know that a younger John would sound exactly like I sound. Who knows? But I still think that people would love it if they did it.
I trust you're not going to be a gentleman about this.
Oh, we're riding her now. I'm going to beat her in a race.
You got a race. Yes.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa! The horse just said, "Oh, that's enough, Dan. You've pushed me too far." And now I'm falling behind. Shit. See this? You got to control. You can't whip it too much. You can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that with the stamina, right? You gotta keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't remember it.
Let's go.
Now this person.
Let's go.
Hey Rob, if they don't include you in Red Dead 3, I'm gonna stop eating baby.
Come on, boy.
Hey man.
Try to stay with me now.
Just don't be easy on the threats for now. Just be easy. See what happens. Don't say you're gonna stop eating babies if we all know you're not gonna stop. Just take it easy.
Come on.
As much as I love that line, man, you must be sick of hearing that line.
No.
Nah,
of course not.
No,
No,
you can't be sick of it. It's a brilliant.
It's so funny. It's so fun. I mean, you know. Oh my goodness.
So unfortunately, this version of John's horse riding needs a bit of work. Unfortunately, Rob.
What do you mean? Are you saying that because you're not winning?
Yeah.
It's hard though, isn't it? You gotta.
Well, you know, I haven't played this game in 5 years, so let's cut me some slack, all right?
Oh well, I'm telling you already. You've done so much better than I would have ever done. There she is. You're gonna catch her. And this is kind of. I remember this too. This is kind of a long distance that you're riding.
Yeah.
You're kind of,
do you know what's? I don't know if you remember the scene where the song "Far Away" plays as you're riding through the mountains.
How's it feel getting beat
Do you
I don't think I got that far.
Oh, I love that. I love that scene.
Go.
Try to keep up, will ya?
People will know what I'm talking about.
You still think you're gonna win this, don't you?
Well, I got her at the end.
Yeah. And if you don't, you race her again, right? Is that what happens?
Listen.
Come on, easy up now.
I don't know. Maybe. Guys in the chat, if we lose that, do we race her again?
That was fun.
Sure.
You know, you should go pay the marshal a visit in Armadillo sometime. I'm sure he could help you deal with that nice Mr. Williamson.
Yeah, I might just do that, Miss Mcfarland.
You do whatever you think's best, Mr. Marston.
I love the writing for John. Everything's just so... Oh, we got our first glitch, guys. You see that horse there? Oh, there's no one on it. There's no one on it. I don't know what's happened here. He wants to go. This one's like, nah, you can do that yourself.
What in the world? I love that.
Hold on. Now we're better. There you go.
There it goes.
Mr. Marston, how
We'll
are
get to
you?
these super chats in a second.
Mcfarland, how are you?
I'm well. Would you mind riding with me to Armadillo? I've got to get some supplies and I could do with the company.
Of course.
You can take the reins. It wouldn't do for a terrifying bounty hunter such as yourself to be seen driven around by a woman.
There we go. There's the first smile and laugh.
Come on up, Mr.
Didn't take too long.
You grumpy sucker. Get over it, John. Get over it.
And I think they're starting to build a connection now, these two.
Is there a problem, Mr. Marston? Can we get going?
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see why people thought they were going to be
better, considering you were almost
together,
buzzard
no doubt.
a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I have you
At
to
this,
thank for
at
that.
this point, John hasn't even mentioned
Have you needlessly risked
that he's
your
got a
life
wife.
since we last
Has he?
No.
No, miss, I have not.
Well,
Is that a bit
that's
dodgy?
great. Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh,
What's
there's
that?
always hope, Mr.
I said,
Marston.
is he being a bit dodgy?
Kind of country if you don't
Well, I
believe
mean,
that.
kind of, yeah.
Admirable
Maybe.
attitude, miss.
Maybe, John.
Suppose so.
What are you
I
doing
can't
there,
think of any
fella?
other way to stay
You need to
sane,
let her
to be
know.
frank. What about you? Have you ever given up
I would
hope
imagine
altogether?
Hope
that
hasn't
if
really
I had
entered
spent
into it. It's not
several
really something I think
nights
about.
at
Your
another
outlook.
woman's
I can't really
ranch,
say I
whether it be at a
understand.
guest house or not, and I talked to my wife and she said, "Well, so what did you tell her about me?" I haven't mentioned you yet.
Yes, you are.
It wouldn't go down well. I think you'd have one of those fights again.
Arguing with women.
Oh,
Neither
man.
one works.
I'm not even going to dignify that gibberish with
Yeah,
a
John, you better speak up, man.
Hey, someone in the chat said these horses are crazy. I agree. I'm just seeing this AI for these horses. They're all over the shop.
I think it's kind of funny I found you dying on the side of the road and now you're driving me
Pretty
into
good draw
town.
distance for a 12-year-old game. You can see the mountains pretty far ahead
Well,
there.
you must admit,
See the town?
it's
Yeah.
an unusual start to a friendship.
I didn't realize we were friends, Miss Mcfarland.
Oh,
No,
now who's being
Oh,
funny?
excuse me.
Listen,
Pardon
I know
me.
that business
No,
is
but
brilliant and it's
when
your
I
business, but
talk with
I don't
people,
know,
you know,
you've
at
been
conventions or
virtuous,
wherever I
and
am, where I
don't
can
think you're
actually
bad
have a
man.
conversation with
Little
people.
Stupid, perhaps,
And,
but not
and I ask
rotten.
them, have you
I just
played both
worry about
games?
you
And
gallivanting
sometimes
around
people will
these
say,
parts
yeah, I
like
have.
some
And then
kind of
other
deranged
times people say,
bounty
no, but I
hunter.
want to
Like
play
Paul
Red
always
Dead.
says, don't go
And I said, well, I hope that
wasting
you enjoy it. It's got a great
appreciate your
story.
concern
And I
for us
always kind of
lesser
feel like
mortals, Mr. McFarland.
because the
I really
graphics
do.
and because
if there
you're
was any other
so
way out,
you're
I'd
able
take
to
it.
interact
I
with
can
so
assure
many
you of
things
that.
in Red Dead 2 that people are going to play this and kind of be bummed out that it doesn't look very good. But you're right, it actually does look really good, doesn't it? Still.
Well, you know, Red Dead 2 is
Tell me where you live.
one of the best looking games ever made. So,
A farmer?
And
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I-
And I'm the queen of
that's really
England.
kind of all I
And
have
at what point during
to
your
compare
day
it
of
to,
hunting
like,
down
reference-wise,
outlaws,
right? I
you
know
find
what Red
time
Dead
to
2 is.
no, no, yeah. But no, this is, as we said, this is holding
Guess
up
I'm kinda
quite
new
well.
to it.
You're telling me? So who's looking after this farm of yours right now?
Uncle. Well, he's not my uncle, as far as I know. Just an old dog who's as lazy as a lizard on a
Lazy
hot
as a
day.
lizard on a hot day. I like that line.
So this is Armadillo. Manhattan it is not. But it does okay for us.
So I think a few people might recognize Armadillo if you've played the second game.
Most important thing for you right now
If
is
you
get
haven't played the
yourself to
first, I'm
Dr.
saying.
Johnson's office to purchase some medicine. First one's on me.
Thank you, miss. I'll pay you back.
I'm sure you shall. The doc's a good fellow. He saved your life, so be polite to him.
So there's a question
Meet me in front of
about
the general store
James
when you're
McBride, Uncle's
Yeah.
current, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then also John O'Cray. So both of those guys actually did performance capture for Uncle. And John, oh goodness, John passed away during the production of Red Dead 2. So
Oh no.
yeah, and he was a great guy. There's actually a tribute to him. There's O'Cray's Pass in Red
Oh,
Dead
of
2.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you,
But
mister?
all of the singing that you hear Uncle do in Red
Why,
Dead
thank
2, that's actually John singing it. And
Wow.
then all of the other performance is James. And
Wow.
just want to, both of them great people.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, thanks for driving me. It was nice to be able to enjoy the view for once. And a little company never hurts now and again.
You're more than welcome, miss. Least I can do. Thank you for the medicine.
Why don't you have a look around Armadillo? You can always take a stagecoach back to the ranch later.
I might just do that. Travel safely, miss.
Try not to get yourself shot. I won't be around to save you this time.
Yeah, you buddy. Oh. Cracking jokes.
If you want to leave Armadillo, there are usually stagecoaches. See, again, we're still learning things while we're progressing through the story, meeting characters, rather than just dumping all the information to you at once. You're the voice of my childhood hero, Rob. Love you, from Ertman.
Thank you, man.
I know you hear that a lot, childhood. Now, it probably makes you feel old. You're not old. I'm just going to tell you that. But it is still special to hear that, isn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. It's, again, you know, and you know what's so cool, too, is that I hear a lot of people say that, you know, my dad and I really bonded over this game, or my whole family would sit down and enjoy watching whoever was play this game, because it's kind of like a movie, and it's so pretty, and it's really easy to get sucked in and enjoy it. And I thought, I've always really enjoyed hearing that, because, you know,
yeah,
you want to have bonding moments with your parents and your family members, and sometimes as time goes on, it gets harder and harder to find things that everybody can be interested in. So it's always really nice to hear that that's happening too. And it's happening often. I think it's awesome.
We're not going to play poker at the moment. Maybe we'll come back later. But even this, look at this guy playing the piano. Gotta love that.
Watch yourself there.
Watch yourself. Remember those pickup lines you do? They're all in the booth, aren't they?
Yeah, the majority of them for sure are. Yeah.
Jesus says, "What's your favorite?" Now, I have no idea what he means by that. Let's just go with your favorite character from Red Dead 1.
Oh my gosh. So many great ones. I will say that I really enjoyed, and I hate to say, like, single out one, because then it makes it sound like the other ones
we
were
love
less,
them all,
and that's
but
certainly not.
yeah.
But Seth, the Gravedigger, was hilarious. So Kevin Glickman is his name, and Kevin is hilarious. And then Seth, the way that he did that, I just really enjoyed it when he was there.
Now, what you want?
Made it
My
so
name's
much
John
fun.
Marston.
Oh my
You wanted to
goodness.
speak to me.
I did.
I really wish I remembered
Apparently
his
so.
name. Such a cool guy. So this guy,
I guess because we're both in the business of the law.
yeah, him.
Guys, what's his name?
My goodness,
You that
I
fella
really
from
wish
the
I knew.
train company.
Jonah.
We can find out.
Jonah?
Mercer.
Yeah, I think it is Jonah. Go on,
One
Jonah.
of them Williamson boys.
Calm down.
Go on, shoot him, mister. Shoot him.
Come on, what, you getting cute with me, boy?
What's going on here?
This is a great scene. I agree. Everyone's spitting everywhere.
I got me one of them Williamson boys.
I got me one of them idiots.
I got a
give
cool
Marshall
story
a bad
about him,
name.
though.
Jonah, put your gun down.
It is Jonah, yeah. Good pickup, whoever that was.
You must be the man from
That's
Blackwater.
Anthony DeLongis right there, the
Yes,
monster.
sir.
Yeah.
Listen, that dog ain't too bright. But he's
Brad
pretty
Carter is his
I'll
name.
get out of here for a minute.
Brad, yes.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson, sir. And
You got to check out his resume.
I done seen
Also,
enough of your hide around here, friend.
I think there's
oh,
some school
so
children.
cool.
This isn't his voice in real life, is it? He's
Hardy
putting it
fucking
on.
hard.
He's from, I think he's from Alabama, so
Apart from frightening
I
my
think he
deputies.
might have quite an accent. But he was in something.
Capture or kill Bill
He had a
Williamson.
role in a McConaughey movie or something. You have to look him up on IMDb. But
Okay.
so many of these
Help
people
me.
that I worked with have such cool
He's outside my jurisdiction.
resumes.
He's in the next
Mm-hmm.
county.
Anthony DeLongis, Marshall, you definitely need to check him out.
Of
He's
course,
got
Bill
awesome
Williamson and his
stuff all
boys
over the
intend to
place.
keep
But
themselves
Brad,
away from my town.
Brad at a certain point had
So
brain
you're happy to
surgery,
have him out there.
and I don't know
What?
why.
I
I
also
think
ain't
there's a
suicidal.
YouTube video of it
My
though,
job is to
because
keep this
he's a
town safe,
guitar
not
player,
clean up all of these
and he
three
played his
counties.
guitar while he was having brain surgery, and you can watch
I
it.
hear you speak. Suddenly I'm reminded
insane.
of how some of the
Sorry?
most of my
What?
Yes.
Gee whiz.
Brad.
Well, I'm sure you and your fine friends.
Brad and I were together on the day where we showed up. There were 3 or 4 of us that were there on the very first day we showed up on set, where we were given our non-disclosure agreements, and we signed them, and then we were told what it was that we actually had booked. But he was one of the very first people that I met working on this stuff, and just a cool guy.
I got the railway, the people who pay my salary, trying to get me to turn a blind eye to them burning down settlements
Anthony,
up there.
love it.
I got a bunch of cattle rustlers out near Boggs Canyon, needs shutting down. Not forgetting the gang that keeps murdering homesteaders out in the back country. And I got a bunch of hoods over in the saloon, drunk, threatening to shoot up the whole town. That's all I got today. But it's early yet. Give me a couple more days. There'll be more.
All right, tell you what. Let's go deal with them hoods in the saloon. Then we'll discuss Williamson.
Okay, boy. You're a persistent little cuss, ain't you?
Only when things matter.
You're
You
a
know what,
persistent
Steve?
little cuss.
Come on then, Marston. Follow me.
I remember when we were shooting that scene where John says, "I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson." I said, "I'm here to I kind of like flubbed the line, honestly. I'm here to capture or kill. I don't remember how I flubbed it, but that sound of the door shutting, they made that sound over my flub. So they kept it, but fixed it.
Ah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure it's on YouTube. You can find it pretty easy. But yeah,
approach to law enforcement.
because I remember that.
Do what I can, Mr. Marston.
I'm sure we did more than one take, but I remember we would do takes however many times it took. In Red Dead Redemption, for whatever reason, from the beginning to the end of what, you know, cutscenes or anything that where you walk into the X, right? And you have that.
Yeah.
Those had to be all in one take, and it wasn't the first take. It could be the 15th take, but everything had to be right within that take for whatever reason. They couldn't pull from take 2 and add it to take 3. It all had to be done the way that the director wanted it done. So,
right.
It would be sometimes, you know, there would be lines that I would have trouble with at the very beginning of the scene, or maybe they would be towards the end or wherever. But I would think, all right, just get through that line. Just get it. Say it.
Sound like he's a man to be
And then
reasoned
it would
with.
get down towards the end, and I'd think he's going to take this one, and then I would forget the very last word I was supposed to say or something.
Oh no.
Oh. But I mean, you know, as time went on, you just got better.
Yeah.
You got better at it, and of course, still had days that weren't great, of course.
Do you think, how much of a better actor do you think you were by the end of Red Dead 1 from the start?
I want to tell you, you know, I took an acting class when I lived in LA, and of course I learned things, but working with other actors, you learn so much. You learn so much by working with people and being in scenes and having directors giving you notes in the moment and trying to make adjustments and doing the things that it takes to shoot something. You learn so much better doing the actual work, I think, than for me anyway, than I ever would in a class. And I don't know if it was a mindset thing or whatever, but I would like to think that I got better as time went on. Of course, I would like to think that I got better, but I know that I learned a lot more throughout the process by working with these other actors. And I was really entertained throughout the entire process because these people all seemed like they knew what they were doing.
Well, did you feel like a bit of an imposter?
Yes,
Yeah.
no doubt. And also, I didn't know the story. Neither did anyone else. So it wasn't like I had an unfair disadvantage. Nobody knew the story. To me, I thought you guys are you're doing it. And I would learn, you know, like learn and pick up different things from each one of them. Joe Ockman, who the professor in this game, I had several conversations with him about how you taught me so much by the way that you played this character. And yeah, it's one of those things where I, again, so fortunate to be in a situation where I was given the opportunity. Whatever I did in the audition that made them want to choose me, thank God I did it, because I learned so much that I never would have known if I didn't do these games and get these.
Why don't you check in with me next time you're in town?
Experiences.
I don't want to be no policeman, Marshal.
Nor did I, my friend. I can promise you that. I'll see you soon, Mr. Marston.
Yeah. So like the horses, and I think probably a lot of people know this, but the horses that we would use, he was sitting on a fake horse when we shot that, but it was really a 55-gallon drum turned on its side and held together with pipes and 2x4s, but it did have an actual saddle on it, so you could climb up and, you know, mount the horse and dismount and whatever.
Correct me if I'm wrong, they have mechanical horses now? Like, did Red Dead 2 have a mechanical horse, or is that only a recent thing? Because I saw someone on a mechanical horse this year for mocap.
Yeah, I didn't ever experience that.
Oh, okay. It might be a new thing, yeah.
Yeah. I think, anything to add the realness to it, but...
Do people notice your voice in public? That's from Bill Baxter.
Bill! I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to know, actually, because I live really kind of in the town that I grew up in, which is a really small town, and I think that, you know, we all kind of know each other anyway. It seems like, I mean, I know
Is it that small of a town? Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's not. I say that. I guess people don't. If they do recognize my voice, people don't ask me, "Are you the guy? I just heard you talking." That doesn't happen. I think now, you know, like because I grew up in this small town, and because I have a decent following on Instagram and TikTok and whatever social media stuff, I think people may recognize me, actually, like me from the videos that I posted, and then that may be something too. But no, I mean, no, I don't. If I go to a convention, like let's say I go to Philadelphia, and I go into a mini mart or something to grab some things to, you know, snacks or whatever. Someone there, at one point, wherever it was, it may have been Philadelphia, but said, "Are you? Oh my goodness, are you the guy?" And I said, "Yeah." Man, nobody has ever said that to me before. I remember this conversation. He said, "So you're here for the convention?" He knew I was coming though, because he was going to the convention. So he's like, "Yeah, I'll see you there." So otherwise, though, no, I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think so, but. Who knows if I live somewhere else? Where
Do you think people are a bit shy as well?
Maybe. Maybe that's part of it, but I think you know, like.
Hello.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Armadillo 731.
What
is it with these
It's hard. Because John, you know, like you hear that voice.
Hello.
But it's a video game, and it's like a whole different world, right? So if I was in real life talking to someone who didn't expect,
suddenly the world is full.
They might. I don't know. It would be like looking at. I don't look like John, so maybe that would throw people off, and they wouldn't think of it. Maybe I don't know. Excuse me with the coughing. Excuse me.
Hello.
You're all right, mate.
I don't understand it no more, boy. Honest to goodness.
I'm not sure I do.
Marshal!
Hey, Rob, you need to post more on TikTok. I love it. From Muhammad.
Marshal.
Muhammad, thank you.
I've just been up in the canyon.
I told him to, Muhammad. He won't listen to me. No. He's actually got a job that he has to do. Like it's not like you're lying around.
Well, and it's, I mean, it's always fun.
It's a time thing.
This guy too. So they're getting ready to remake. They're getting ready to remake.
All right, let's go.
What is it?
You all right with this again,
The
Marshall?
fighting movie. Dang, God, I want to say Animal House. It's not Animal House. It's Patrick Swayze. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Yeah.
With Conor McGregor and I can't remember who else.
Yeah, Conor McGregor is an interesting choice.
Yeah, right? I'm sure it'll be great. But that guy, that other deputy, he was in the original Roadhouse. And we had fun talking about that. He worked with Swayze and all that.
Wow.
For the government, Marston.
I don't work for the government.
Do you remember what he said about them?
From some federal clowns in Blackwater.
Oh, he said he said the whole experience was really awesome, but also kind of really rough. They would, of course, they would choreograph these fight scenes and stuff, but if you watch Roadhouse, people are getting thrown and the tables and bottles broken over their heads, and he said there were a couple times where it actually would turn into really kind of a real brawl, like someone would get nicked or something, you know, and then a fight would happen.
Simmer down, Jonah.
Listen to your
Far
boss.
out.
There's a good boy.
You know,
Otherwise,
but yeah, he had great
put a hole in
stories
your
and he was
hillbilly head and watch your
awesome.
tiny brain drain out.
Yeah, if you look up some of these people,
I'll be honest with you,
you're gonna
It's
recognize
incredible what they've done, yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me, Marshall.
Like Ben, who plays Dutch, he's going to be in the Borderlands movie with a big cast. I think Eli Roth, or so, who is it?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
There's a big cast, yeah.
You have to check that out.
Yeah.
Ben's been busy. Ben's got some exciting stuff coming up.
And he's working on a big game, I think. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I won't say any more. But I don't want to get in trouble.
Be excited about Ben. Ben's got some good stuff going on, so we should all be happy. Yeah. I did just get a question that I saw about concrete. How's the concrete work going? And it's good. Thanks for asking. It's
Let's move up the
I don't know if I'm gonna do it forever. My body hurts.
Be ready, boys.
If you do concrete, you know what I'm talking about. It's whatever. Like anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I promise you that. It's just hard work, and after a while, it takes a toll on you. But
what's the main thing? Is pouring it? Is that what you're doing, or?
Yeah, well, we form it all up. We put fill in. We put wire down or rebar or whatever. You know, we do the whole thing from the beginning to the end. And yeah, the most strenuous part probably is pouring it because you have to get it all flat and
it's heavy, isn't it?
Heavy to move, and you have to rake it, and then when you're finishing it, you have to slide around on your hands and knees or crawl around the edge, and it's just getting too old, man. It's a young man's game. I think I'm gonna start cutting grass. I think that's what I'm gonna do next year. Is I'm gonna cut grass. I'm gonna start a service.
I'm going this way.
I'll cut your grass.
Man, if I lived in Indiana, man, I'd hire you in a second.
Thank you. Yeah, you really may do that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Rob, have you ever played the entire Red Dead 2 story? That's from Zane.
Zane, no, I haven't. I did get through chapter 1 though. Got through chapter 1. It took me so long because, like I said, I'm just so bad with the controls. I don't know how to do it. I can't keep it together, and I get really frustrated by that. So it's there was a week or so. I don't even know if it was this past winter or the winter before, where it got so cold and we got so much snow that we just didn't work for like a solid week. And I had some time then, so I played Red Dead 2. And I got through the first chapter. I remember trying to go further and then just started getting busy again and couldn't stay with it. But
by the way, a nice little detail here is when the blood's fresh, if you walk over the blood, you have bloody footprints for a little bit of time there. See that?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
And then it wears off. Yeah.
And it wears off, yeah. Yeah, so you pretty much you gave it a crack on both games, but you succumb to the controller. The controller's might.
Yeah. That guy said, "I'll kill the hell out of you."
So I think for these sort of bandits, they just get a bunch of actors in to do a bunch of voices, don't they? Because they did the same for Red Dead 2.
Yeah, the list. If you watch the closing credits for Red Dead 2, I think it takes like 45 minutes.
That's unbelievable. The amount of credits on that.
Yeah. They go to full extent to make sure that it's no overlaps, which everyone appreciates. I know. Oh my goodness! So Muhammad says, "Trust me, I understand. I have a visual impairment that made the thing even harder, but I got through it, and I'm currently on my 10th playthrough." Wow.
Oh my god!
That's awesome, man.
That's a super fan.
Enjoying it.
I don't think I've played a game 10 times. Not one game. So, congrats. Here's another detail. The see how it moves? The physics. I mean, this to you, Rob. This is like, what is this guy talking about? But not many games even go to this little details here. You could probably shoot this bucket off. Yep. See, it's all interactable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nat, for the $10 super chat. No question. Kapul, thank you so much for the 20. There was no question there either. We really appreciate the support, though. Thank you so much.
Yeah, rustling's a profitable business.
Brian, I'm not sure if you to discuss this, but would you be interested in playing the undead version around Halloween time this year, Rob?
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in it, for sure. This is, I wonder how many people that are here now. Have you played this game, or are you watching this for the first time yourself? Is this all brand new to you?
You might as well give it up now.
Is this brand new, or have you seen it before? A 1 in the chat if you've played the game, and a 2 if you haven't. Let's make it simple. A 1 if you've played the game, and a 2 if you've never played it before.
We should cross paths with the
They're coming in hot now.
Coming in hot?
On the other side.
Yeah.
That marshal of yours sure doesn't seem to mind getting his
A bit of both, or
he ain't afraid to pull the trigger, all right.
I'm guessing a lot of ones.
A lot of ones, yeah, a lot of ones.
He'd
Well,
tell you he's
so-
all about the book. Let the judge decide
Check it out.
fate. But he throws out plenty of his
100%.
own justice too.
No, see, a lot of people, I think a lot more people have played too, obviously, yeah.
I played you shallow without me.
And all the 2s on there are the original gangsters, aren't they? Huh.
Come on, you coward.
Yeah, a lot of 2s.
So there is a lot of 2s that haven't played it.
More like that, Marston.
Okay, that's interesting. Good to know. And to be fair, you know, there's probably some people that weren't alive when this came out, Rob. Like, it is 12 years ago, and like, there's a lot of gamers around 14, 15, 16 that were only 4. Yeah, they probably weren't allowed to play at that time, so.
No, I wouldn't expect that, yeah.
Even I was, when this came out, I was a teenager. But, I actually didn't play this game when it first came out. I played it a year later. For whatever reason, I don't know why.
You want to know something cool?
Yeah.
So, when this game came out, it was released on whatever day. I knew the release date, and I've got a friend who's a big gamer. And he was really excited to go get the game, so he said, I'm going to go at midnight and get
nice.
it. Yeah, and I said, yeah, cool, man. I'll go with you because I want to see what that's like. I want to hear what people are talking about because nobody knew anything about it, right? Everybody knew they had seen the trailers, but there had never been. I guess there was Red Dead Revolver.
Revolver,
right?
yeah.
So this was like something different. Though. Anyway, I stood in line outside of a GameStop in Los Angeles, and I really thought that was so cool, you know. And I thought, this is really like nobody gets this experience, and I'm so glad I'm doing it. Because
can you hear this music, by the way, Rob? I mean, this is such a great track.
It does kind of get you fired up, doesn't it?
Oh, and it's so well paced. Just as the fight's coming to a climax, this epic song comes on.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
You ain't leaving Pike Station alive. Well, I know people
Where is this bastard?
fellas who's shooting at us.
Just one left in there. Got
There
him.
he is. Got him.
Thanks, Marshal. We're indebted to you with our lives.
Just get them cattle back safe.
All right. Oh, thank you. Oh,
Do you remember that actor? Thank you so much.
Well done,
You
Mr.
can't,
Marston.
surely you don't remember that.
Yes.
No,
Well
I
done.
don't remember that.
Now, about Williamson.
I'll do what I can. You know, as you can see, this country is infested with all manner of scum.
Say that again.
Well, one other thing, Marston. Mr. Johnson, sir. It's Mr. West Dickens. He's missing.
Who?
Mr. West Dickens, the tonics merchant. He was due in town last week.
Oh, the narcotic and bat piss salesman who cons housewives out of their money with promises of eternal youth.
Yes, him, but I think you're being a little unfair. He's helped a great many of the county, and many of the townsfolk are really missing him.
You hear that, Marston? We just butchered a gang of thieves, and the town is up in arms about a missing snake oil merchant. I am so glad to be serving such a wise and respectable people. Come on, Eli.
Oh man.
You don't have any cows, do you?
No, we don't.
No. You got
we
dogs?
Just did, we've got three dogs, and we're about to have 4 dogs, which is insane. But two of our dogs are getting pretty old, and
yeah. It's good to have a bit of youth around. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we got a boxer puppy, and she is so awesome, but she's like so destructive right now because she's so wound up. But you know,
I've met her. Yeah, when we talked the other day. Yeah.
June, she's so awesome. But,
yeah.
So we've decided that while she's still being destructive, and we know that we're going to eventually get another boxer because we love them so much.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it right now, and just let them both be destructive together.
Yeah.
And then
So you don't have two destructive at different times. Get them both destructive in the one. Yeah.
Yeah, just ruin our house, and then we'll be done with it, and then we'll fix everything and move on. But we're dog people.
What do you love
people.
about boxers?
Oh, they're very expressive. You know, with their little square heads. They've got these eyebrows and their ears, and they're so funny. I mean, they're funny, and they're. I've always had boxers. For years, we've had boxers. And, before I even met my wife, I had 2 boxers. And it seems like they're always doing something really kind of silly. But they're so serious. They're so serious about it. The look on their face. They're playful and fun, and they're, they're good dogs.
So there you got 4. You don't have 4 boxers, do you? You got another type of dog, yeah.
Yeah, we have one of our dogs is a golden retriever. And
you got a golden too. Nice.
Yeah, she's great. She's really the sweetest dog in the world. But
they're good.
Then we have another dog right now that's called a Danish, which is I'm almost certain is an AKC. It's like a purebred dog now at this point because it was a Great Dane mixed with a Bull Mastiff.
Yeah,
I think it's now recognized as. Anyway, she looks like a giant lab. I mean, some of them look more like a Mastiff, but she looks like a big black lab. And she's really sweet. But June, our boxer puppy, is terrorizing both of them at the moment. So we need to get her somebody else that they can fight each
Are
other.
they getting annoyed, the other two?
I mean, they both can hold their own still, but it won't be long. It won't be long until she's way stronger than both of them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. A question here: how emotional were the scenes? Some of the scenes to do from Red Dead 1 and 2 from Captain Bernard.
Captain. Some, I guess, obviously the ones that you probably are referencing, were very emotional. So when we did Red Dead Redemption, and I don't know. I mean, this game is so old. Do I need to give spoiler alerts? I can't need that. Can I? I don't think so.
Nah, you're all good.
So,
I said,
look at Nigel.
No, I'm not okay. Do I look like I'm okay?
Great voice
He was
as well.
Pretty good. He was so awesome.
Praise be.
Funny bloke.
Yeah. Okay, so when we did the, I'll just call it the scene with so I don't give a spoiler alert. Or don't give a spoiler. So Abigail and John, that was emotional. But I truly didn't know what was going on in that moment because we weren't given the entire script at once. We weren't. And what we were given wasn't in order. So it was pretty early on when we filmed that. And I did not know that was exactly what it was. I was so unfamiliar with how games work and like respawning and different things like that. I thought, oh, this must be like a big thing right now. But I didn't know what it actually meant. But I knew that the way that Sophia, who played Abigail in Red Dead Redemption, the way that she was handling it, she knew she knew what it meant. And yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty emotional.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, in Red Dead 2, there were a lot of things that were emotional there as well. But ultimately, I guess the one thing probably people are wondering, you're my brother. That was the very last thing that we shot for Red Dead Redemption 2. The very last performance capture scene that was done. So,
did you cry at that point, or you weren't that emotional?
I was. Well, it was a combination of what it meant because by then, Red Dead Redemption 2, we weren't given the entire script at the same time either.
Yeah.
And it was shot out of order as well. So it was hard to piece it all together. But by then, we knew what that scene meant.
Yeah.
And also, we knew that was the last thing that we were going to do for performance capture. So for some people, 5 years of doing performance capture on this game, this is it. This is the very last bit.
Well, for you, it was how many years was it? Because you started on this game. Did you say 2008?
Yes, for this game.
For this game,
it might have been. Actually, January. Okay, so Steve sent me another script as well from a different part.
Okay.
And it says January 19th, but it doesn't say the year. So I don't know. I'd say that was probably 2008. Because I don't think we started in January of 2007. But...
yeah. I don't think the motion capture technology was around till 08. I could be wrong. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It was only
not.
new anyway. It was only new at the time, yeah.
Yeah. But it didn't. Yeah, we didn't take nearly as long to do all the stuff on Red Dead as we did on Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Because the technology changed again, where now Arthur can move in and out of cutscenes, and in Red Dead you can skip the cutscene, but you can't. Once you're in it, you can't leave. Right? You can't just walk away. So there were all kinds of, like, if Arthur is walking by and he sees a conversation happening, you can either stand there and listen to it, or possibly interact with it or not. And so you had to find, like, Rockstar, of course, they know that people are going to try to break the game, right? They're going to try and make it so they can show, hey, you didn't cover this part. Look at this. This is funny. Whatever. But yeah, so they took a lot of time to try and make sure that every angle was covered and captured. And it took a lot longer. It did. It absolutely took a lot longer. But I'm sure even now, whatever they're doing, they've got all that figured out as well, how to speed through that process, or at least not speed through it, but to make it so that they can control a lot of those things and not take as much time. Maybe they don't. Maybe it just does take that much time. It might. I don't know. But they get better. The thing is, go ahead.
No. You go ahead. I don't want to cut you.
The crazy thing is with the technology and how all that works, they are constantly trying to push the threshold. What is the threshold for this technology that we currently have? And they're trying to figure out how they can maximize whatever the potential is of it. And then they finally get to a point where they realize, okay, we passed it. And so then they come backwards, and then they find that sweet spot. This is what we can do. But they don't even know until they do it. And it's amazing for them to even, like, how do you, what, and then once you do find it, how do you know, like, it's also mind-boggling.
It makes your mind go, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that TikTok you did where you're like, what was the one about those space images? You just can't comprehend it, you know?
Great as sand. It's a great as sand.
It's a great as sand, yeah. It's just crazy, yeah. Rob, you're awesome. Did you ever see the epilogue for Red Dead 2?
I've seen parts of it.
Thank you so much, Zane, for that, by the way.
Thank you, Zane. Yeah, it's a lot of this stuff I've seen on YouTube, and it's honestly because I'll go to conventions and people will ask me questions. I won't know the answer. I won't know the answer because I'm trying to remember what it looked like when I was working on it. Because some of it I hadn't seen. So I've seen a lot of this stuff now, but I'll get questions about things where I think I don't know what you're talking about.
That's another reason why we're doing this today. We want to refresh your memory and mine too of this fantastic game. Can we just dissect this scene here? I think this is our first time meeting Nigel or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I got to take this hat off.
Hurry, sir. I'm bleeding like a badly butchered hog.
Badly butchered hog.
Just focus.
Just focus. What are you so mad about, John?
I don't think I'm strong enough.
Now, how do you push him up there?
Just sit
They had a wheel.
They had a wheel.
They
Okay.
had a wagon wheel that had spokes on it, and they built what looked like the front of that wagon. It was that, but there wasn't any back to it. Whatever. But then it's supported by all these pipes and straps, ratchet straps and stuff. And so we did climb up and down on those things. And like these guys that work on the set, they would build these things so quickly.
Oh, they're quick, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I'm sure that they're given, like this is our shot order, and we're going to try and stick to this as best we can. And so they can plan ahead, we got to get these things ready because we got to build this and that and whatever. But
yeah,
just a big open room that's perfectly flat. And they've got, if you have to walk uphill, they would make
once again a victim of my own
these
success.
It was insane how they would build this stuff, but you would walk up and
Do you know who they were? No idea. I'm not
I think probably most people have seen what performance capture looks like now. You can look at it online and see what it all looks like. That's what we saw.
graceless world, friend. Our makers.
So I'm reading some of these things, and one question that I keep seeing, and I'm so sorry I haven't answered it yet, is excuse me.
Pain is playing rare havoc with my
He's talking about cutscenes, and who did the performance capture for it, John, or for was it Roger or I? And we both took turns. So he would do some, and I then would do ADR and the sound booth. Excuse me. And then others he did that, where I would do the performance capture. So it was tricky because, yeah, like you said, one of the things said, I'm playing as Arthur, but he moves like John. And that's my fault. Because you would do these scenes, you had to memorize all the dialogue and really get into the scene and perform it as well as you can, but also try to be where it's not definitely John, it could also be Arthur. So like the way that we walk is different, the way that we move, everything. So it was tricky, and hopefully we pulled it off to where most of the time you can't tell that's definitely Roger, and Rob did the voiceover for that part. But to just speed up the process as much as they could, we did that. And we had 2 stages. We didn't the entire time. At the beginning, we had 1 stage where we would do all these scenes. Then they realized we got to figure this out. Dickens is dead.
Yeah, no, I'm too busy listening to you. I'm driving off road and he's dying so quickly. Oh, I've got to stay on the road. I forgot if you drive off road, he just for some reason he just doesn't like driving off road. His health bar just goes down.
But yeah, so we did eventually have two performance capture stages in the same building where we would be working on different things at the same time.
Yeah,
which was tricky, and but it did speed the process up a little bit. Anyway, yeah, that's the answer. Yeah. Both of us did it, and we did our best to not look like our character, but also be our character.
Looks like you got them all.
It's so wild.
It's just, yeah, it sounds confusing, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I saw one in here. Good to see you, Mr. Marston. That was from K2U55. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Good to see you, Mr. Marston.
Good to see you too. So glad so many people are hanging out. This is awesome. So someone's saying the game is too loud.
Too loud?
All right. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm reading. Brutal.
Yeah, I think it's when in a scene like this, it gets a little loud because of the.
How much blood do you think one man can afford to lose?
I'll just put it down a little bit, see if that helps. Question here from Connor. Hello from Vancouver. Has Rob been asked if he's ever been compared to Clint Eastwood as the man with no name?
Man, that would be quite the compliment. I don't know. I don't know that I ever have. I don't remember that happening. But thank you for asking.
Really there? This is it.
Clint Eastwood.
You're gonna make it. Oh, where the devil are we?
Yeah.
Armadillo. We made it safe. You'll be happy to know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're a gentleman and a true man of honor.
Coming from you, I doubt that means much, but I appreciate the civility.
I owe you, sir. And I always pay my debts. Jesus. But if I die, I'm sorry for it. If not, I'll be your man for...
Was he funny, the actor who plays Nigel?
Yes. So his name, and now I'm remembering, Don Creech.
Don Creech.
He was wild. And you know, a lot of his stuff, it had to be just so frantic. And he had to spit so much stuff out at the same. It was wild. I mean, that's a true talent to see someone be able to really get that into character and pull it off. It's amazing. And like I said, it had to be from the beginning of the take to the end, it had to be right. So what you're seeing him do, it was all one take. It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm selling some good tonics if you need any.
Thanks.
Let's get another question here. Horizon Rover for the sheepdog. Am I missing? Is that a line, or am I missing something, Rob? For the sheepdog. I've played through Red Dead multiple times since its release. I'm a huge fan. From Jada.
Thank you, Jada. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Rob, what's your favorite flower and favorite color?
Saw that. I don't know.
You look like me. You look like blue. Might be your favorite color, Rob. No?
I like blue. I do like blue.
Yeah?
I like blue and I like red. But I guess
Of
it depends
course.
on what I'm looking at. Right? I'm a big fan of. But I do like blue. I've always liked blue.
Apparently, if you see red, and my girlfriend was telling me this, and if you see red, you're more inclined to want to eat something, is what she was telling me. That's why, like KFC, McDonald's, all these guys have red in their logos. Because
isn't that wild?
Isn't it wild? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many that do.
And you know, you associate healthy foods with green, the color green.
Yeah.
Blue's sort of a happy color, I guess. Red is also danger. So yeah, I've gone off on a tangent here about colors, but
oh, it's interesting though. It really is.
Yeah.
So cool.
What are you looking forward to most in Scotland, Rob? You gonna check out any of the sites?
Yeah, I mean, so when we went to England, it was Roger and Peter Blomquist and I. We had a convention in Birmingham.
Hold on, can we hear that again? Your English accent.
Right, English accent.
Birmingham.
We went to Birmingham. It's terrible, isn't it?
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
And then then the next weekend we went to a place called Telford, and
haven't heard of that one.
So, yeah, it was Wales Comic Con, but it was in Telford, which is not actually in Wales. So who knows? I don't know why.
Okay.
Anyway, but so between those weekends, right?
Mm-hmm.
We stayed out in the middle of nowhere in this place called the Brecon Beacons, and it was like I guess it's a place where the military trains. It's like when we were there, it was really nice, and the place we stayed in was like an Airbnb or a whatever you call that there, Verbo or what is it? Anyway, we rented this house out in the middle of nowhere, and it was Roger and Peter and
all
Jeff
in the same
Zanini.
house.
Yeah, we had this. It was like a 4-bedroom house, whatever. We rented this place, and we hung out. There was nothing out there besides sheep, and there were sheep everywhere.
So you end up just knocking a few beers back,
Yeah.
or what? Yeah.
Yeah. And at one point, we went into, I can't remember the name of the city, but there was a soccer, we call it soccer, but football match between I think Wales and Belgium.
Okay.
And it was a play-in game for the World Cup, maybe. I don't know, but it was one of the coolest things. I've never been to one of those, and to go to one of those in Europe and to be a play-in game for the World Cup, I think is what it was for that tournament. It was so like the
Crazy crowd.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I don't really know much about the sport, but I was so fired up to be there because it was like when people say electric, we were just kind of like, Oh, I'm ready to. You know, we don't even-
So were you getting there? Were you getting involved, or what?
Well, yeah, I
Are you
mean-
just taking it in?
Well, I think mostly we were all just we were just like, wow, this is awesome. But, you know, then
Yeah.
Wales actually won the game. I think Belgium, if it was Belgium, I'm pretty sure that's who it was. They were favored. They were like the best team in the area. And Wales wasn't, they like didn't have a chance, right? But they actually won the game, and it was right there near Wales. So their fan base was huge. It was a really cool experience. But as far as Scotland goes, I don't know the dates that I'm going to be there. I know that I'll be there for the convention, but I don't know if I'll be there a little bit before or stay a little bit after, or maybe both.
Yeah.
Whatever I can manage.
Yeah.
I would love to. You know, you don't get the opportunity to go to such cool places, or at least I don't. I'd like to spend some time and really check it out and take it in, you know.
And then you got to get to Australia eventually too.
I really would enjoy that, I'm sure.
It's only a short flight. It's about a couple hours flight. It's not a 20-hour flight.
I did. You know what though? One of my from where I grew up, like when I lived at home with my parents.
Yeah.
Our neighbors across the street, their son, and my dad and his dad both work together, so we've known this family for a long time. But their son lives in Australia and works on the train system. Yeah, and so now, because they're both retired, his parents, they spend a lot of time in Australia and they love it. And I think, yeah, I bet you do. I want to go check it out. I really, really do. Hopefully we'll get there at some point.
I've been hearing about your plan.
Have you, Miss Mcfarland?
Yes, from Lee Johnson. To settle here.
So
in
Belgium
Dublin.
was the fan favorite in that game. People know what I'm
Fredo's on
talking
my
about.
plans.
It was awesome.
See, I already have a life. Well, I had one, and I'm trying to reclaim it.
Who's the strange
maybe
man?
What you could say is
Don't
I had
know.
two, and I'm trying to end one of them so the other can survive.
You do so love
This
to
is
talk
something.
in riddles, Mr. Marston. Do you do that, I wonder, as a substitute for having anything interesting to say?
Probably, Miss Mcfarland.
Oh, call me Bonnie, you fool.
Call me Bonnie.
Call me Bonnie.
He's thinking about it. Is he going to do it? I'm doing it.
I have
Here you
a
go,
son.
John.
I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang.
We don't know anything about her daughter.
Banks,
His
trains,
daughter.
held
Really?
people ransom. We killed people
No.
we didn't like.
We
Yeah.
still don't.
Bill
We
Williamson was
still
in that
don't.
gang.
Did they ever tell you
If I don't
anything?
capture my former brother in arms,
No.
great harm will befall my family. Now, I don't suppose any of this is very interesting to
That's
you,
probably
but
why he's so fucking cranky half the time.
why I wasn't so eager. to
I
talk.
would be.
No, I do understand.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
This was
Oh, man.
shooting this was
Even in this new
wild.
country,
Because again, it
stories
was
don't
from the
really
very
matter.
beginning to the very end. And I don't know how I remembered all that
Scott
stuff.
went on the boat into New York.
It was almost like,
He never saw his homeland, but to hear him talk about
tell you,
it, you'd imagine he only
Kevin
ever
Glickman, the guy
asked
who
or
played
killed.
Seth, I worked with
He
him
hated the
early
English and
on.
what
We
they
still
had
haven't seen him in the
done to
game
great
because,
grandparents
again,
never
it was shot out of order. But
Don't forget.
he was one that suggested that I get the app on my phone where I could record. I think it comes just default on phones now that you have like a recording app.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I worry every day about
I think at the time he suggested
My father died.
record yourself saying the lines. Just read it.
His eyes
But
were-
don't just read your lines. You got to read the whole page, everybody
Let's just
else's
say
lines
he
too,
applied
because
to
if
the
you only
martial
learn your
arts
lines, you're first of all not going to know
mother
what's
died
going
as a
on in the
child.
scene, but also you're not going to know when
was
to
a
say what it is you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what
I
he
did.
was.
I would sit there every night
So I
and
was
I would
sent off
record
to an orphanage
the lines for the next day.
Ran away and fell in
And I
with
would
the gang.
memorize only what I had to because it was so much that I couldn't do more. But I would record it and then I would listen to it
Taught me how to see all that was good in the
over
world.
and over and over
He's a
again.
great man in a way.
And that's how I learned my lines. But look, this thing is still going. It's still going.
And that's the life I left. I tried to leave.
This is one of those where I thought I'd get to this point and say, just finish it. Just don't mess it up now.
Kill a man in cold blood so that another man may do his part to cut crime in an area, and a rich man can be elected governor on the back of these promises.
Civilization is a truly beautiful thing, Mr. Marston. Listen, can you help me?
Well, I could try. What do you need? Money?
No, nothing so complicated. I need an extra hand to take out the herd to pasture.
Sure. Point me in the right direction.
You're probably going, yes, I got it. That's, you're not pointing at the video. Like, yes, I got it.
When the director, same director, Rod Edge, directed this, Undead Nightmare, Red Dead 2, and so many of the titles for Rockstar games.
He did Red Dead 2 as well. Same director.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and GTA. I mean, he's been their director for almost everything, I think, for a long, long time. You have to verify that, but I know that he's definitely directed.
Thank you for telling
however,
me all that,
who knows how many titles?
But
he always. Sometimes he would hesitate just for a second, but when he found the one that he liked, he'd say, "All right, take that." And he's British, so that's my. Again, I just tried to sneak in my terrible British accent, but when you got that, take that. It was like, oh. It was a fun process, but it was challenging, and it felt like you accomplished something when you got it.
Yeah.
And what was amazing too is that, like I said earlier, we couldn't see this stuff. They didn't have the technology to show you what everything looked like then, like they do now. So there was a big, almost like a movie theater screen. It wasn't full. It was, I don't know if it was like a 22-inch or 22-foot screen or whatever it would be, but big enough that you could see it from the ground from a distance. But they would project what they could see up on this screen, and so what you would see, you had the suit on, you had the performance capture suit on, and you had the little markers where they are on the suit, those little reflective balls that the cameras see.
Yeah.
And so those, you could see the little balls. So you could stand there and wave at this screen, and you could see the balls on your arm waving back. But you couldn't see the skeleton or anything else like that. You just saw the balls. So we would do these scenes, and the director was able to watch from the beginning to the end these little dots moving around on the screen, and he could envision
what it's going to be. Yeah, it must be tough from a cinematography point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that he pointed out is, like, for the cutscenes and all the stuff that he did, he made sure that whatever angle you see is something that would be possible to be shot on film. So it's not going to be like...
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because you want the cinematic sort of feeling, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, there was a lot of stuff that he made sure of that was very important to him that maybe a lot of people don't ever even recognize. But they can put that camera anywhere they want to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, wild.
You're not bad with the herd. Ranching might be your true calling, Mr. Marston.
So, yeah, you just missed me shoot a chicken, Rob, while you were talking. I just roasted a chicken.
I'll see you later. I have work to do back at the ranch.
Yes. I'm so sorry about this cough. It'll be gone by the next time we do this.
Love from the Netherlands, Rob. Thanks for the live video. I really appreciate it. Playing Red Dead for the second time round now, and I'm still amazed by its awesomeness. From Martia Zua. God, I've stuffed your name up. Sorry. But thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
I'd love to go to the Netherlands. I don't know about you. Rob?
Yeah. I mean, anywhere. One thing that I've really enjoyed is getting to travel to all these cool places. And I was in Lithuania, which is insane to me. I enjoyed it so much, and I just feel like when you go to places that are new and unfamiliar, you learn so much about that place.
Yeah.
But you also learn so much about yourself too, and I love that.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, sometimes it can be intimidating and overwhelming because you don't know what to do, you don't know anyone, you got
to adapt. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like I was in a castle in Lithuania. I was on top. I was literally on the roof of a castle, and I thought,
Mr. Marston,
this just doesn't exist anywhere in the United States.
fine,
It doesn't
thank you.
exist.
Did
And
you
it
meet
was
my father?
thousands of years
John
old.
Marston, this is
Amazing.
my father, Drew Mcfarland.
I remember this.
Drew McFarlane.
Please.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
He's
my daughter informs
he does a
me
lot of commercials. He's probably got a
you're
great
on some
resume too, but
secret
he
mission
does a
to
lot
remove
of
some
commercials.
undesirables from the county.
Something like that.
I tell you what, he's got a mean
I'm
fucking
grateful for the
mustache
hospitality, sir.
going there. Look at that thing. Jesus Christ. How do you grow something like that? Fuck.
Oh,
Land had never been
goodness.
settled.
That's why he didn't catch cholera though. He had that mask. It was like
We had outlaws, we had drought, we had smallpox, terrible winters, cholera.
Man, you work with so many actors.
More of my children and I
Different actors. Crazy.
Sorry to hear that, sir.
yeah.
I've seen strong men wither and die.
And really,
Forgiven son.
And different energies from all of them, isn't it? Different
Take sick and die.
different feelings.
But I've never once doubted my life.
yeah. Well, if you notice though, so like
When I hear
we're
about
listening
this
to Drew.
so-called federal
Look at how
government
much dialogue he has
sending
compared
out
to
agents
John.
to
So
covertly
he's
Yeah.
giving you information. You're learning about him.
control
Yeah.
people, then
John
I start
doesn't
to
say a
worry.
whole lot in this kind of
All
stuff,
right,
which
Williamson is
for
a
me,
menace,
like
and men like him are the
so
plague.
many different actors and so many different
But isn't the
energies,
government
right?
agent a worse
But
menace
I don't really
than all
give
that
them
civil
much
rights, I mean?
to work with because I just
may
don't.
be right,
Because
sir.
look at that. You may be right, sir.
You're
Now
right,
he's going to
man.
go on again
You're always
for
gonna
however long to keep. You know what I mean? It's got to be hard for these actors to be like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, but you're
give me
giving them
something to work
energy with the you're giving them face acting.
spine, secret.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean,
Preposterous.
Trust me, sir. I agree with you.
See, that was actually really well done, the way you delivered that. No, it's,
Won't insult you any further.
I don't really need to give you props 12 years later, but no,
yeah. It's so funny. You're trying to make me feel better now.
Come on.
no,
I hear you're a
well,
pretty decent writer. For a city dweller, that is.
So funny.
but you did, man. You actually said you nailed that line. Like honestly, man, like what do you want me to say?
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. But really, I mean, think about these guys. And nobody's done performance capture before at this point. You know, people are walking around with these spandex suits.
Yeah,
And got
so
helmet on,
they're
like,
they're sort of uncomfortable, maybe.
what am I doing? What is
Yeah.
this? You know, and you know, a lot of them, like you say, a lot of the people that are tuning in right now, and I'm sure this is true, weren't old enough, or maybe not even born when this game came out, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about all of us, like that guy. I don't know how old he is at all, but I would guess that when he was in there working, he was at least 50 or mid 50s. If he ever played video games, it was Pac-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably, or like the games that were popular.
Yeah.
He's got no concept. This is a video game. Wait a minute. Like, what are you talking? You know. So this is like, if you get in like to the what everybody's perspective of all this was, and they got, like I said, they got the suit on. They're told to imagine this and that and whatever, and you're sitting in this house. You're going to tell him all this information, whatever. And so that guy goes in and he does it, and he does it so well. That's really, really awesome, you know? I mean, and so for me, I'm seeing one after another, all these people that are coming in having no idea what it is that they're doing, and then doing it so well. I learned so much, just to go back to your question earlier.
But you're meeting a lot of people too.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. But it was...
Which is, I mean, you could see it as intimidating.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I mean, there were people that would come in, and this didn't happen often, thank God, but there were people that would come in that hadn't memorized their lines because they just assumed that they would be able to read them.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's a bit
And they would
awkward.
learn, yeah, like they had read through it. It wouldn't be like they just looked at it the first time that morning. But they had read through. They didn't know they had to memorize it. So, like that. I'm not saying that Drew Mcfarland was one of the guys, but even if he was, you have to memorize and be able to perform all that stuff and take notes. And, you know, all the stuff on the day. And some people had to do that, and they pulled it off, which is amazing.
Which is, yeah.
How. I don't know how, but they did. Pretty.
They're pretty talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take this one back to the ranch. See you later.
Come on, Mr. Marston. Let's rope another one.
I've got a question here, Rob. How is your Spanish in real life compared to John? I always like hearing John's Spanish lines, especially the gunfights. From Rodolph Rudaz. Thank you so much for the 5.
Yeah. Gracias, Rodolph. Necesito más español, por favor. Muy importante.
Come on now.
Mi comprendo poquito.
Come on, then. Let's see if you can get another one.
Perfect.
That was perfect timing, wasn't it?
What are you waiting for?
Oh, don't worry, Rob. You didn't fail the Spanish. Don't worry. It's just good timing. Someone needs to clip that, please.
You got one. Hold on to him.
I worked in a Mexican restaurant when I lived in LA, and I learned a lot of Spanish. I shouldn't say I learned a lot of Spanish, but I learned a good amount of Spanish when I worked there.
That's it. Hold him there. Oh, we had him there.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny though. I'd learned enough to know. Well, you know what? You heard me. I don't know how to speak Spanish.
Nah. Sorry, I'm forgetting how to... It's been a while, but now I figured it out. I got there eventually. Rob, what was the first con you ever went to?
The very first convention I ever went to, there were 2 that I did after Red Dead Redemption, and one was in Wilmington, North Carolina, and the other was in San Antonio, and both of them. The one in San Antonio was at a high school, like in their cafeteria. And
when was this? Do you remember what year?
Probably 2011. I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah,
wow.
And people didn't know who I was until they would stop by and say something. I'd say, "Oh yeah, how are you?" And they'd go, "Oh,
they'd hear your voice." Yeah, yeah.
You're the guy. So I guess then, but I mean, at a convention, that's not what people are asking when I ask that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that was so much different. Both of those experiences were so much different than the conventions that I go to now.
I know. It's like night and day, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, even then,
But they've evolved, haven't they?
Yeah.
The whole industry's evolved as well. Like, it's bigger now. There's more people love gaming and yeah.
So those 2, I mean, they are conventions that I went to, but the first convention after Red Dead 2, where we're actually the same kind of conventions that I go to now, was in Kuwait, and it was awesome. It was so cool. I got so many cool things. This is my This was given to me. I don't know if you can see this very well, but
Oh, nice. So that's the flag I'm looking at there?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope I didn't just do that upside down. I think I did.
You never did tell
I
me
think
why
it
you
goes
were
like
never
this.
married.
Yeah. Oh, there's two flags. Okay.
That is.
That Kuwait was beautiful
surprised,
and
that's all.
awesome.
You must have
And
been quite a kid.
again, you know, like so Roger
what I mean.
and Ben and Peter and
Must
I
have
went to
some
Kuwait,
suitors, that's
and
all
we
I'm
were all
saying.
kind of scared because we didn't know anything about it. It was in the Middle East, which we were afraid of because of what we've been told to be afraid of. But we went to Kuwait and experienced it with our own eyes, our own ears. We were there and we enjoyed it. It was awesome.
How were the people?
So cool. So cool. And, you know, I mean, more than anything, what we were afraid of is we didn't want to do something that would be offensive because there are different things that, you know, if you don't know the culture, you could accidentally, completely
You
accidentally.
don't want to offend, yeah.
So we wanted to be sure that we weren't going to do that. But I mean, the people that we had that we met there, that hung out with us, were all so cool. And if we had questions about anything, they knew that we were being genuine. Like, we want to make sure that we're not going to do something wrong and be offensive. But everyone was friendly and cool and supportive. It was a really, really cool experience.
And big Red Dead fans?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, there were cultural differences that you would see it and think, okay, that's how things are done here.
How do you go with food in these foreign countries? Because it is very different.
Food, yeah, can be very different.
Yeah.
I enjoyed everything that we had in Kuwait. I remember that. There
Do you
was some
stick to
really
basics
good-
or do you try things?
I don't know. I mean, we had a huge spread in Kuwait that was really good, but it was like salads with maybe like a different kind of dressing, or there wasn't anything there that I thought like this is something I've never had. It was just It was like it was authentic. I mean, it was real. Like
it was
eat whatever we ate there. To eat it here, it would be somehow for me it would be Americanized, right?
Yeah.
Or for you, it might be like changed just a little, curved a little bit more towards what you normally would like to taste and whatever.
Right.
But there, it was like
it was authentic.
Yeah. When I went to Lithuania, I had this soup. And Lithuanians, if you're on here.
Yeah, I couldn't try soups. I don't know. I'd have to stick. Yeah. Was it nice?
It was good. It was very good.
Okay.
It was hot pink. The color of the soup was hot pink.
Shit.
And you eat it with a potato. The soup is actually served cold, and you eat it with a potato. Like you have a baked potato, you take your spoon and you scoop a little of the potato off, and then you get some of the soup. And it was somebody on here, I'm sure, knows what it is that I'm
what it's
talking
called,
about.
yeah.
I'm
from Lithuania, says Dejana. So she might know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I think it's kind of like a special occasion type dish, but
yeah.
We had that. It was really awesome. So I like to try things, but
let's go.
But what?
It seems like in the green room, right? When we're at these conventions.
Oh, is this where the food's being served to you, in the green room?
Easy.
Yeah. Well, I guess the story I told about Kuwait and Lithuania, both of those were outside of the convention. They were at restaurants, both of them actually, in each respective place. But sometimes when you're in the green room,
sorry to cut you off. Salta Barsico Sakai. God, I don't know how to say that. Salta Baskai. Yeah.
It was really good. It was just another thing. Like, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to take me to a place that was going to have that and serve that, but they did, and it was awesome. And so, I really appreciate that. But so, like, I was just recently in San Antonio, Texas, and in the green room where we all eat our lunch when we're at the actual convention, they had brisket. And
I love brisket, man.
yeah,
Now you're talking.
Texas, like they're kind of the ones that do it, right? We all try to imitate what they do, but it was
They know
so
what
good.
they're doing, yeah.
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 But I'm reading some of these. Do you wish you could have gone drinking with Arthur and Lenny? Oh man. I will say this too about like doing the performance capture. This is wild. They needed to kind of wrap that up. They were trying to get things done. Roger was busy working on the other stage, so they had me come in to play the role of Arthur at the very end of that scene where
Oh, that's
Lenny's
right.
outside. Yeah, Lenny's outside. He gets tackled by a couple guys, and then Arthur runs off. At least this is what they had me shoot.
Yeah.
And they said, "You're drunk. You're Arthur, but you're also drunk. So just kind of try to be drunk, but don't look like John. Just do your thing." And I thought, okay. And the way that I did my drunk Arthur walk just was the most ridiculous thing.
Oh man, I wish there was footage of that. Far out.
Oh my goodness! He played it back for me. He said, "Hey, you got to come see this." After he had, finally stopped laughing, so you got to look at this. And he showed me. He said, "If this is what you look like when you go out and get drunk, I definitely need to go party with you." And he played it, and it was me. Like,
oh man.
So many fun times that we
Thanks for your
had.
help today.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I would love.
We got some
Love to go out drinking with Arthur and
Why don't you keep
Lenny.
that stallion as your own? Thank you.
I got one here. Rob needs to come to an Oz Comic Con.
He's a fine animal.
I agree.
Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Let's do it. Do you ever see the edits made of you of John Marston on YouTube, Rob? Do you ever get to see any of those videos that people make?
I do sometimes, yeah. Sometimes people will tag me or share with me whatever different videos, and
Yeah.
there are some really talented, really just creative people out there, and I love it. It's so funny.
Someone needs to clip the failed sign after the Spanish, please, from today's stream. Oh man, please.
Oh my God.
That's a highlight for me, for sure.
There
And
was a guy-
also,
there-
yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna tell you
I'm
about my
talking
Spanish.
shit. Go ahead.
No, I am too actually about myself though. But so this guy in San Antonio said, he said, "Do you speak Spanish?" And this is a guy who speaks Spanish. He says, did you actually know how to speak Spanish and you tried to make yourself sound like you don't, or what? Like, do you speak Spanish? And I said, yeah. And I need. I picked up my glass and I said, "Necesito más vasos," and he immediately said, "Vasos." Like corrected me right away. I was like, "Dad, come on, man! I really wanted to prove to you that I know how to speak Spanish, but I guess I didn't tell. I don't know. I'll try, but yeah, it's about. I speak it about as well as John, I guess."
Scotland Zeef, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I didn't see a question. If you please come through again if you have a question. Game like you mean it. Howdy, Rob. I love the ragdoll physics in Red Dead, so I spent a lot of time jumping off cliffs. As weird as that sounds, it was fun to record the extra voice lines. Oh, sorry. Was it fun to record those voice lines and screams?
Goodness.
Oh,
man. I'll tell you. The script. Okay, so
they're called efforts, aren't they? Yeah.
Those, like falling off a cliff, catching on fire.
Hold on. I'm just gonna go get run over by this train. Keep going. Keep talking.
Listen to them screaming. So falling off a cliff, catching on fire, and puking were the hardest things to do in the
puking. Was it you that told me that you actually puked while doing it, or was that someone else?
I didn't actually puke, but there were several times where I almost did. In fact, they bring in a trash can for you for that, just in case, because people do.
Yeah.
Because to try to sound like you're actually puking, you almost puke just because it's just the way that works, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
But yeah, like the yelling, the screaming and stuff is horrible. They want to have different variations too, right? So if they say, give me 10 different variations, we're not going to...
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. We're not going to need that many. But give us 10 different variations of falling off a cliff. And so you go and you do the first one. And you do it, you know, it takes a second to get through it. Like it's a 4 or 5 second scream, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of look, because there's like a window and you can see the techs, the sound technicians and everybody, the director through this glass. So you look and they give you the nod of approval, like, yep, go, keep going, whatever.
Yeah.
So you do the second one and you know that one sounds different than the first one. And then you get a nod of approval again. So you do the third one and maybe you get the nod of approval then, or maybe they're kind of like, do it again, keep going. Because the first one or the fourth one, whatever, they sound exactly the same. And you don't do it on purpose, but in order to get 10 different sounds,
you just got to keep going again and again, yeah.
So what do you suggest, Amos?
You don't think of that, but you're 100% right. You would probably accidentally do the same one. Yeah.
It's not something that you practice, you know, when you're outside of the booth. Give me 5 different screams like you're catching on fire. Like you hope to God you don't know what you would sound like when you catch on fire. You just have to do it, you know, and crazy. They were very cool about it, though. Very fun. Kept it fun.
Another Indiana man loves this Mr. Marston from Rob G. He must be from Indiana.
Right on, man.
Would you ever
Thanks for tuning in.
Would you ever come to Sheffield, Rob, if you were asked? Thank you so much, Nicole, for the 5. Would you ever come to Sheffield? Is that in England? Or no? Am I wrong? Sheffield.
Sure what?
Sheffield.
I'm not sure what that is. Well, thank you. Yeah, love to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in England.
Ambient voice.
Amazing to think this game is actually the second entry in the series and no one remembers Revolver. Says a lot how good this game did. From Connor. Link, have you or any of the gang ever made your way to Alaska? Very beautiful time of year. That's from Link. Thank you so much for the 5, Link. We appreciate it.
Link, thank you. I don't think anybody's been to Alaska. Not that I'm aware of, but that would be definitely a place I would like to check out too. I would love to go travel anywhere and meet people. Anyway, I mean, I know it doesn't work that way, but I appreciate people having interest in meeting us. And we always enjoy it, so thank you.
And I believe in Alaska, is it like 20 hours of the day is like daytime?
I think during certain parts of the year.
Of the year, yeah. It's like barely ever night, I think. I believe it's Alaska. I could be wrong, but... Did you know you were filming? Did you know you were filming your final scene with Roger? Did you know he was going to die in the next scene? Lando says that. Thank you for the 5. We appreciate it.
Lando, thank you. Yeah, I did at that point. Yeah, that was actually the "You're My Brother" scene. That was the very last thing that we did in the performance capture studio.
Yeah,
so
we talked about that. Yeah, earlier. Yeah. Mollen. I'm just going to call you Mollen. Hey, Rob, I'm glad to see you're here playing the game for the first time. Do you remember any funny lines you said as John in the first game? Does any stick out? Any funny lines? I think we had a few just before. The lizard one was good.
Drive them over to the pasture by the old oak.
Lazy as a lizard on a hot summer day.
Yeah.
I know that there are definitely a lot of funny lines when it comes to Uncle, I'm sure. There were things that, like, I'm sure when he's talking to Jonah, right? The sheriff deputy guy, where he says, yeah, there's I'm sure there's some school girls you can go frighten or whatever. Things like that. I remember we would get chuckles out of stuff like that during the time. But someone.
You couldn't shoot a fart out of your own ass?
Yes. Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah.
I made a post about this live stream, and someone commented, when someone with a sing-song voice tells me to watch his live stream. The rest of that line, it's not. Oh my goodness! Now I'm going blank. I've tried to do something, and now I'm going blank. It definitely gets my attention. So someone says Alaska has 30 days of night. So that is confirmed.
Whoa!
Oh my God,
wow.
headed for the cliff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that
like most, I looked up interviews and all on YouTube, but this is like extra behind the scenes. Also, Gusta Española Lo Haspion. I hope I said that right.
I can't confirm whether you did or not. I'm sorry.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to wrangle horses in the middle of the night and I've just failed! Fuck!
Oh no!
Hello from Ireland, from Wayne.
What's happening, Wayne, in Ireland? I hope you're doing well.
As we get closer to the summer solstice, sun rises early every day and stays out longer every night. Same goes for winter, but the opposite. Ah, okay.
Yeah, I
interesting.
think that would be hard. It would definitely be hard in the winter when it's dark for 30 days. That would drive me crazy. But
that would drive me crazy. Yeah.
In the summer, trying to get to bed at a regular time when the sun is just always up, that'd be tricky too. I think. I would do better with that. Though.
Yeah, if the sun's out all the time. Yeah.
never goes down.
Alright, I am not going to fail it this time, guys, okay? Do you understand? I'm actually going to get this done.
Let's go. Round them up.
Round them up, baby. We've got people in here from Denmark, Rob. Germany.
It's wild.
Isn't it wild? That one game can connect us all in a way, you know?
Yeah, when you said that earlier, I asked where everyone was from. That was really, really cool to see. It's Texas is in the building. California, Houston. I was just in Houston a couple of weeks ago in your airport. It was awesome. I had a great burrito there, actually. One of the best burritos I've ever had.
What's your go-to burrito? What do you got in it?
Oh man. Let's go. So my favorite burrito place, by the way, is Chipotle. And
oh really?
Do you have that in Australia? Do you have Chipotle?
I don't believe so. No. But I've been there. When I went to the States, I had it here. So I know what you're talking about. We only just got Taco Bell, man. And Carl's Jr.
And Carl's Jr. has the tacos, you know. Man, if you told me, if someone told me Chipotle is the only thing that you're going to be able to eat for the rest of your life. That's every meal, the only thing you get to have.
You would do it.
I'd be like, all right. Then.
No,
okay, so
really?
I thought you were going to give me bad news. That's not bad news at all. I love it that much. I love it that much. But so I get a burrito with white rice, chicken, no beans.
Chicken? No, I don't have beans either. Yeah, but chicken, I usually have slow cooked beef. Personally.
Yeah. Well, my go-to. I guess this is my.
This is your go-to.
What I normally.
Yeah.
But so white rice, chicken, no beans, lettuce, cheese, sour cream. I don't get the queso. I just get the cheese. I'm not big on queso inside my burrito.
Yeah.
But I get it. A lot of people like it. I like it outside. I like to dip it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Medium salsa, and then chips and salsa, and it's. I don't have a Chipotle in my hometown. There's not even one within. No.
So
there's
you
not-
you,
the
you
close-
have to go when you're away. That's the only time
Yeah.
you can go. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm devastated by it because I used to, when I lived in LA, there were several days where I would go to one location at Chipotle for lunch.
You're funny.
And then a different one for dinner. Because I thought there's a chance the same people are going to be there.
You're
And
funny.
they're going to look at me like, yeah, I love it so much.
Far out. So that's your
Yeah.
probably favorite sort of fast food joint?
Easy,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Yeah. It's so now when I do go, there was a summer where I would go like one Friday a month. I would drive myself after work. I would just go up. Yeah, it was like a 40-minute drive. It's not terrible.
For
but
Chipotle.
I would get Chipotle, and I would sit down, and I would, after working, construction work, I was hungry, but I also love it so much.
Yeah.
I would look like a rabid animal in there. I would love it and scarf it down so fast I had to stop doing it because I was making a spectacle out of myself. I'm sure. I just couldn't. I was just like,
You're funny, man. That's brilliant.
Hi from Italy. Hi, Italy. Someone's asking how long will this stream be? Do you want out? Is that what you're saying? Are you over at TA?
Yeah. What do you mean, how long?
Yeah. I mean, look. I'm sure that's not what you're asking. I don't know.
I think we're about to wrap up because it's heading on 3 a.m. here in Australia for good old Dan.
Oh my goodness.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll save here and we'll answer a few more questions and then I'll just go and save. You get used to the darkness, not the midnight sun, right? Yeah. That's in relation to Alaska.
I see someone say, no, don't go. Well, we'll be back. We're going to come back. And
Don't worry. Next Sunday, we'll be back. We're not going anywhere.
Awesome. You guys are so cool for hanging out. Thank you so much. And this is only going to get better as we keep going. We're going to have more stories and more things. It's trying to figure out how this all works this first time, but I think we got it now.
We have completed nearly 12% of the game, Rob. Not bad.
No. Wow.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
We've completed 10 missions. Now, I believe there's, correct me in the chat, guys, 56 missions, and we've already done 10. So we're flying through. But I think they get a lot longer as we go on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We've broken 3 horses. We've discovered 13 of 94 areas. 5 days have passed in game. And our fame is nobody. So we really haven't made an impact just yet. But we will soon. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's first stream. I think it's been a huge success, Rob. What do you think?
Yeah, I have really enjoyed it. And I'm telling you, honestly, seeing this stuff already has brought back so many memories, so many things that I forgot about. But definitely check out all these people, all their IMDb pages. Check them out. You've seen a lot of these people work in different TV shows and movies, and you just weren't aware of it. But it'll be interesting for you to recognize who all these characters are in real life. You're going to love it.
Rob is the man. Thank you. Great stream. That was awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out, Rob and Dan. Dan and Rob, thank you so much.
This has been really, really cool. I love it. I'm looking forward to doing it again. And
beautiful.
We'll have to figure out. We talked about trying to get more people involved, and we'll see if we can do that before next time.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if we were to try and get someone on for next time, who would we do? I'm trying to just think what sort of missions we've got here. But we'll talk off air and have a look and see how we go. But Rob, thank you for taking the time, man, and everyone in here. We really appreciate the support today, and make sure you, again, share the stream, edit. We want to make this a really great time for everyone, and again, this is unprecedented. Rob, no Red Dead actor has done what we're doing here today, live on air, reacting, great stories. So this is a world's first. So make sure you are subscribed, notifications on, follow me and Rob on everything, especially Rob. Don't worry about me, especially Rob. Follow him. His TikTok's brilliant. Rob, your TikTok it's got to be the best TikTok out there. All right.
Well, thank you. Thanks. Ridiculous.
And we'll give you updates on socials when the next stream is, but it should be next Sunday at a similar time. And if you want to go back and watch anything, this will be up on my channel. And anything else you want to say, Rob?
Oh, I've enjoyed this so much, and I don't know what else to say besides everyone. Please recognize that it's 3 a.m. for Dan right now, and he's partying with all of you. So thank him for doing this, because it would not be possible without him. And I personally want to say thank you, Dan, for this.
Thank you, man. No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. If you would have told me when I played this in 2011, Dan, in 10 years, you're actually going to be playing the game with John Marston. I think he would have been pretty happy, guys. So, all right, guys. We'll see you next week, next Sunday. I hope to see all your beautiful faces here again. And thanks so much, guys. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.